Good evening, gentlemen. And if there are any ladies who are logging in from YouTube, you are most welcome to Awesome Marriage launch of 3.0. If you can hear me, if you can see me, just write hi in the chat box. Thank you so much for being here on this Monday evening. And in this, as I begin, I feel a great sense of gratitude for the gift of life, gratitude for so many people. And I just made a note of a lot of things, a lot of people that I feel grateful for. So I want to begin with sharing, expressing my deep sense of gratitude for three most important women in my life. And the first is my mom, who gave birth to me. And I'm going to talk about my mom because today's session I want to share because I believe that each one of you are part of our family. You know us, and we want you to know us even more. So I'm going to share about my journey, our journey. I'm going to share about my mom, the journey that we have taken, our power struggle, the place where we are today. So there are three women that I want to thank God this evening. For the first one is my mom. The second one is my elder sister. And the third one is none other than Pallavi. I believe that there are so many people who have influenced my life, transformed my life, have helped me along the way. Out of all those people, I believe that these three people played a huge role in my life. I also want to thank the mentors in my life. I'm going to talk about them as we go along, as we talk about the journey. I want to thank people who challenged me along the way and told me that I can't do what I'm doing today, told me that I'm stupid, told me that it's not possible. The people who laughed at me because probably they're challenging me, probably help me to purify my own purpose of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and to go to that deeper level of mission, to understand that is it this really I want to do in my life, or is it just one more money generating idea, money generating concept. So this is one more thing that has really helped me to understand. And the people who, of course, the people who supported me, all the Lovetonians were here, the tribe facilitators, and more important than everybody, you. You have played a huge role in my life. So thank you so much, each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. And as we are starting, I want you to think about who are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for? Just write in the chat box and let's celebrate the gift of each of these people in our lives. Just write who are you grateful for. And as you are writing who you are grateful for, I want to talk about what is this whole Awesome Marriage 3.0 journey is going to be. I'm going to talk about what is going to be covered in the next 1.5 hours, and then I'm going to jump into the session straight away. The first thing that we are going to focus on is hero's journey, because I really doesn't matter where you are on your journey with your marriage, where you are with your journey with your work, where you are with your journey with any other areas of your life, you are a hero and you are on a hero's journey. And the second thing I'm going to do is there are 9 initiatives. There are 9 initiatives that I want to talk about today, unveil today. And finally, I'm going to give a lifetime deal for anybody who wants to upgrade themselves to the next level. So that's how it's going to be. And before I start with anything, there's going to be the entry of a heroine. Pallavi is going to be there. She's going to talk about our story, especially the story of our love story. That bit she's going to talk about. And as she is doing that, as we are doing that, I want you to connect it to your own life, because none of us are here who are perfect. None of us, we don't have a perfect story, but there are certain decisions that we make along the way brings out the best in us. If you agree, just write agree in the chat box, that none of us are perfect, but the decisions that we make, the rules that the decisions and the conviction that we have brings out the best in us. So That's going to be the second one. That's going to be the three things. So what I invite you to do is I want you to be totally present out here. Everything that I'm going to share, I want you to connect it to your life. I want you to see how what I'm sharing is connected with what's happening in your life. And the second thing is respond to every question that I'm going to ask, because let this be an introspective journey, so that when you leave this session, at the end of it, you look back and you say, I am a transformed person. I have a sense of hope. I have a sense of direction, and I can do what I want to do in my life. And the third thing is make notes. Make notes. One insight that you get in this session could have the power of transforming your marriage, because your marriage is not about your wife. It's all about you. One of the things I often talk about is marriage is never 50-50. And anybody who thinks that marriage is about 50-50, then they're focusing on the other 50 that their wife has to do or their partner has to do. But I believe marriage is about 100 and 0. That means I look at my marriage as 100% I have to do, and my wife doesn't have to do anything in my marriage. And when I have that mindset, take a guess what happens. The mirror neurons kick in. My wife starts thinking the same like me, provided that I do that consistently. Consistency is a key. So the third thing is make notes. One insight can transform your life forever. So with all those rules and guidelines, if you are all set, just write all set in the chat box. Just write all set in the chat box if you are all set with all the things that I spoke about. Thank you so much for all of you who have written down what you are grateful for. And if you are attending this session from YouTube, please answer the question that I'm asking. It really doesn't matter if you're part of the community or you're not part of the community. Great, great, perfect. So I'm going to start with the first thing that I want to talk about today, and that is our life is like a hero's journey. And this hero's journey is made of decisions. It is made of decisions. I'm going to talk about the people in my life who made the right decisions. And probably because of that, and thank God, I also I believe, made the right decisions. And because of that, I am where I am today. So the marriage is about making the right decisions. So the first person I believe in my life who made the right decision, probably because of which I'm here today, is my mom. And this is when I was 1 year old. This is the first photograph I have. And why am I saying that my mom was the first person who made the right decision, or made the right decision? And many of you who have children, and right now, whatever decision that you have made to be part of this community, whatever decision that you have made to work on your marriage, whatever decision that you have made not to give up on your marriage, I believe one of the big reason is your child. If it is true for you, just write true in the chat box. You have a child and you love your child. And in my case, I'm the fifth one in the family. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and I'm the youngest one. And my mom was carrying me. My mom was pregnant for me when she was in her 40s, mid 40s. She was around 45. So when she was pregnant for me, she had gone to the doctor. And when she went to the doctor examined her, and at the end told her that it is best that you abort this child. Because if you are going to have this child, it's going to be a risk for you, for your life. It is best that you already have 4 children. So why take the risk? And at that moment, my mom always used to tell me, I'm sure she's looking at me from heaven as I'm doing this session. She always used to tell me that she came out of the hospital and she said to herself, whatever happens, happens. And I happened. And that's the reason I'm here doing what I'm doing today. So I want you to think about the people in your life who made the right decisions for you. And they are the real heroes. The next big decision that I made along the way was to join. Many of you probably don't know this. If you know it, just write K in the chat box. If you don't know it, just write DK in the chat box. DKs don't know that I was part of a religious congregation. Anybody knows? Nobody knows. So at the age of 15, I was studying in a school in Mangalore, Bajpayee. And as I was studying in this school was run by Christian brothers. So there is a congregation, religious congregation. I belong to a Catholicism, so Christian brothers. And I was fascinated with these men. And I said to myself, I want to work in the remote parts of the country. I want to work with people who are not getting education, and I want to educate them. And that's what made me to join a religious order. So I joined this congregation, and once I joined at the age of 15, and at the age of probably at 22, the bug of psychology had bitten me. For the first time, I had learned Enneagram at that point. Didn't know much about it. I just learned the personality types, and I was fascinated. And then I used to go to a deaf and hearing impaired and visually impaired school on Sundays. And I would be with the kids, and I would counsel them with whatever I knew. And because of that, that bug got into me. And along the way, I felt that this is what I want to do. So I took, probably from the time I realized that, probably for the time I left the brothers and started working on my passion, was about 8 years. Along the way, I was so confused, so doubtful what was happening in my life, whether I really want to do it, because I was so passionate about being in the brothers. But finally, I said to myself, where do I want to give my 100%? If I'm going to be in this religious order, I have to give my 100%. I cannot say to somebody that my passion comes before my mission. If that's the case, then I got to make my passion as my mission. And there are two people who played a huge, big role in my life. And I want you to think about the people, the mentors who came into your life as I'm talking about this. And maybe to write down after I share about these two people is the first person is an Irish brother. His name is Brendan McCarthy. He's very old today. He's the first person who taught me counseling, psychological counseling. And the second person is this man. His name is Aubrey Nazareth. And probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the line, maybe in the month of October, you are all going to meet this man. His name is Aubrey Nazareth. And he helped me to really understand whether I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And he helped me to make one of the biggest decisions of my life. I was 30. I did not have a resume because I didn't need it, because I was working in the schools that are run by this religious order. I did not have a resume. I did not have, I'd never given an interview in my life. People had told me life is difficult outside. And these two people, especially Aubrey, helped me to discern and come to a conclusion where I wanted to be. Now, this was the big thing that happened. And after that, anybody recognizes this group? After I left the brothers and started doing my master's in counseling and psychotherapy, I did training in life coaching. This is something happened. Anybody recognizes this group? Brahmakumaris, Coimbatore, anything else? Anandamai. So it is Amrita, correct? Yeah, Amrita group. So when after this, for the next 3 years, 4 years, I worked with principals and teachers from across the country. And this is just one of the photographs of, this is the All India Principals Meet back in, I guess it was in Cochin. And I had gone there. We did a 5-day training for all the principals of Amrita schools. And this was my journey. This is the next part of my journey. I worked with a lot of corporates, and now we are coming to the best part. Are you ready? Just write ready in the chat box. This is just the basics. The best part comes here. Pallavi, I knew Pallavi when we were in college. We had become very good friends. And probably for a long time, very long time, we were just friends. And then once I quit the brothers, I was outside, the romance came in. And then I spent about, in fact, I spent about 2 days just reflecting whether we should get married. And then something happened. I don't remember the date. I'm very, very bad for dates. It was 2015. This is Kanyakumari, the tip of India. I proposed Pallavi. So at this point, I want to invite Pallavi to share her journey with me because the reason I want to share this journey is because from this here onwards, everything changed in our relationship. Everything changed in our relationship. There was so much of transformation that happened. And the reason I want her to share her journey so that you get a woman's perspective of what really happens when she decides to get married. And I want you to remember this. We don't come from a same religion. We don't come from a same place. Everything about us, starting from the cooking oil that we use in our house, in our respective houses, like Pallavi, in our house, they use mustard oil. We use coconut oil. Religion is different. The gods that we believe in are different. The language is different. And in spite of that, we coming together, it was unconventional. And obviously, people were not very happy with it. So I'm going to invite Pallavi, and I want Pallavi to share her journey from here onwards. So I want you to just write welcome in the chat box so that all of us welcome Pallavi. So here is Pallavi. Pallavi, please come in. There is Pallavi.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here and share the crazy story that is ours. So yeah, I believe you have told us about the filmy proposal that you prepared for me, and I was we had gone for a holiday, and I had no clue whatsoever that this man is going to propose to me. I was not expecting it, and I didn't want it. I was far away from getting married. I was not at all in the marriage league anyway, right? But I knew somewhere that, if there is someone with whom I want to spend my life with, it would be this man. But marriage and all these things, societal rules were never there in my decision process. So yeah, this decision was very difficult to make initially. You remember what I said? I said, you know the answer, and the best part of the proposal was that he said, when you can, when it happens, when
you are ready,
when you are ready, exactly. So there were no conditions put, there were no expectations. Again, the proposal came naturally to him. It just came as a thought, and he discerned about it, and he went through with it without expecting me to say a yes, right?
Yeah.
So
can I share something? I just want to add. Yeah. There's one thing that I want to share with all of you. At that point, I did not realize the significance of what I had done. But today, as I work with all of you, I realize the significance of it. These are the three, four powerful words: when you are ready, if you want to come back, because they really free the other person. There are no conditions. There is no, I want you to come back. I want you to be there with me. And that's why I'm doing all this. And I believe what was for you, was it, me telling you this? It was unconscious. It was just that I didn't want to hear a no from you.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I said, when you are ready. But how did you feel when I said that?
I remember when you're opening the box, and it was a big box, and then a small box, and then a tiny box. And I was like, I hope it is not going where I'm anticipating it is going. When it actually went there, and he actually asked me those magical words, and I didn't say a no. I didn't say a no because uh, I knew Val for about
11 years.
11 years then. Yeah. 11, yeah, I guess, yeah, 11, 12 years. And this he was and is still my best friend. And we had a different kind of uh, relationship where we didn't see dreams of getting married and having a family and all those things, because my passion was into going into wildlife conservation, which was again very unconventional, very much against the what everybody else does. And not having a family having a family was like not even the last thing on my mind. So uh, coming to what I felt was, I felt numb. I felt numb. It was not a sad numb. I was happy numb. But again, it was a lot of anticipation, lot of anxiety, lot of excitement was there. And I said, you know the answer, right? And when we when again, so that chapter was closed, right? He proposed. It was in 2015, and I never even thought that I'll get married next year. That is 2016, because I knew that it is going to be difficult. It is going to be very, very difficult. We come from such different backgrounds, such different places that I could not even imagine breaking this news to my folks. And believe me when I say this, I had not planned to break this news to my folks when I did. I had not planned it. It just happened. It just happened. And then what came through was expected. There was disappointment, there was anger, there was shock, there was big disagreements from my folks. I come from a traditional Bengali Brahmin family. Marrying a Christian was like, something similar to blasphemy. So my folks were like very, 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 very hurt. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not going to marry this man. And we are going to live like this for the rest of our lives together, but distant. Then came a time when I sort of, again, I had a calling, a sort of, it just came to me, and we always spoke about it, and we kind of just segued into it, we just flew into it, the decision to get married. And when we got the decision, we decided to get married in the month of March. And then again, there was some huge problem. And again, we took a step back. Rather, it was a step back from my side. And again, Val had the patience of not reacting, not expecting, not complaining, not accusing me of saying, you are cheating on me, you are, making, I mean, just torturing me or whatever. Anybody and everybody would think that, what is this going on? You decided that we would get married, and now why you're taking a step back? There was nothing as such. There was nothing like that. And that gave me the peace of mind to think, to reflect, to discern. And then my mother came forward to help, to hold my hand and say that I want to get you married. You are my only child, and I want to see you married, and married to the man you love. My mother knew Val for a long time. Even my dad knew Val for a long time, but my mother had interacted with him and seen how we interact, how, and she had begun to trust him slowly and steadily. And that trust spoke. She trusted me, she trusted Val, and she had that vision, that she had that confidence of taking my hand and giving it to him. And I'm getting those visions when my mom actually literally held my hand and gave it in Val's hand during the wedding. And she was happy now. Numbness runs in the family. We get numb. So my mother later on, she told me how scared she was at that time when she was there during the wedding. We got married in the Hindu traditions. We got married in the Christian traditions. We got married legally in the court as well. After that, there is always a question of the wife, the bride should take the man's name. As you know, I have not taken his name. I have not changed anything whatsoever. And there came again my mom's, fear of what will people say, what will others say, what will my father say, because she was the one taking the storm. She was the one supporting me like a rock, and she was taking all the storm. And when I did not change the name, when she saw me happy in my home, she breathed a sigh of relief. She was finally satisfied. She was finally at peace with our married life.
True, true. How are you feeling as you heard Pallavi talking about us? And then I'm going to talk about the lesson I learned at that particular point. Because at that point, I did not know that I was implementing relationship science. I did not know that. But when I look back, it was all aligned with relationship science. So how many of you are inspired, just like me in the chat box? So that was us. That was us. And what's the biggest learning I had is this. No one can stop your wife except fear. It's not her parents. There are so many times we men think that her parents are stopping her from coming back because they want to stop their daughter. They don't want a good life for their daughter. And just listen to what Pallavi shared just now. Her mother, she could stand against her dad and say that she should get married to me. Because I believe that, as she said, somewhere she felt trusted. So right now, if you think that, my in-laws are against me, think about it. Most probably yours is not a marriage like ours, where you had gone against the families and got married. Probably yours is an arranged marriage. Your in-laws wanted your wife to get married to you. In how many of your cases, this is This is true. Just write true in the chat box. There could be exceptions, very few exceptions. I understand that. But in most of your cases, your in-laws were happy you getting married. They did not stop the marriage. So what I want you to understand at this particular juncture is that no one can stop your wife. Nobody will stop your wife except when they feel that they feel scared. And your goal is not to convince them. Your goal is to make them believe you through your action. So this was a journey. And then came a crazy idea. The crazy idea, probably nobody has ever tried. The crazy idea came from a place of pride, I believe, because I felt that we could be friends, long distance relationship. It could work. We could have an amazing marriage, amazing relationship for the last 12 years. And I thought that it's going to be like this for the rest of our lives. I thought that I knew everything about relationship, about marriage, because I was in the field of counseling, coaching, and I also coached people who are married as a counselor. So I thought that I knew everything. And we started the next day. This was on the 8th, isn't it? So 8th of November. So 6th was our Hindu wedding, 7th was our Catholic wedding, 8th was our 8th was Two Drops Ocean, and 9th was our wedding in the court. So on the 8th, we started Two Drops Ocean with the mission to keep love stories alive and to begin with our own. We did try to do workshops. People laughed at us. Things did not work out. We had 5 people, 6 people in the workshop. And that was the beginning. And then came the power struggle. It was really funny. How can 2 people like us, who are so understanding, so caring, so beautifully connected before marriage, could get into a power struggle? Arguments, fights, not being connected. And all that I felt about Pallavi, and I'm going to ask Pallavi to share, is all that I felt about Pallavi was she was controlling, she was demanding, she did not care about me, she could not control her anger. And I felt like a victim. And on the other side, what did you feel?
I felt like a victim too. I was thinking, why is he being so insensitive? Why is he being so stubborn with things I wanted? Why is he not understanding what I'm trying to say? We have to build a house, a home together. We need to work together. Why is he not understanding? And why is he not cooperating? I was disappointed. I was thinking that whether I did a mistake. I am sure you felt the same thing, because what I learned, throughout my life, I wanted to implement it that way, and which was different from his, and I did not understand it at that time. I kept on feeling his detachment, being insensitive, being harsh in that way, not cooperating with homemaking. Yeah, I was feeling that he's not taking care of me. I was feeling that he does not listen to me. He does not understand me at all. And I was feeling, where did all these 10, 12 years go? I was in a dilemma, and I was like, bewildered, as in, what's happening? What is going wrong? I was really disappointed, really frustrated. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. And that was the time, gentlemen, something magical happened. One of the biggest mistakes we make is going to our friends and relatives, even to a counselor. Because I'm a counselor, I could have easily gone to my counseling friends. I have quite a number of them. Thank God I did not go to them. Take a guess what would have happened if I had gone to them. They would have listened to my story and they would have told me that I am right. Because I would have, every one of us, because we cannot see the other person's mistakes, we have a way of convincing the person who is in front of us, and would have easily convinced them that Pallavi is wrong and I am right. And they would have said the best decision to do is, the reason why you're having this problem is because you're not compatible. There is a difference between you because there is nothing matching between you. It was all infatuation and it's going to be over. So at that particular point, instead of going to my friends and relatives, the biggest thing I thank God for today is I went to the internet looking for answers. And there are two mentors. I've never met these people. I would love to meet them someday. These two people, their research of studying thousands and thousands of couples transformed me. The first person is a lady called Sue Johnson, and the second person is called John Gottman. And at that point, I decided that I couldn't get my hands on anything that was available. How many of you have been to a counselor? How many of you have bought a book? There is nothing that is available, at least in the Indian context. If you agree, just write agree in the chat box. So I started reading their books. I bought courses from them. And Sue Johnson, I bought a course on therapy, emotionally focused therapy, to work on my marriage. And as I went through this stuff, I realized for the first time that what I was doing in those 12 years in my marriage, I had forgotten to do it after we got married. I had taken Pallavi for granted. I had gone back to the mission achieved, the target was achieved. I had gone back to being my old self. In how many of your cases this had happened? Where everything was beautiful in your case, you worked really hard for your marriage, you connected, everything went well, and once the marriage was over, slowly and step by step, you started moving apart, drifting apart. Just like my case in the chat box, and that's what happened. And as I started learning from them, there's a shift that happened in my mind. And I decided that I'm not going to be a victim in my marriage. I'm not going to be a victim. I started learning stuff, and I said to myself, my wife is behaving, Pallavi is behaving the way she's behaving because of my actions. She's just responding to it. And moreover, when your wife comes into your house, do you think she has a great impression of a lot of men in our life? What do you think? Yes or no? Most probably no. What was your impression about men when, in your life?
I had seen men controlling everything in a woman's life. I had seen men taking decisions for women, not allowing them to move ahead. I had faced that. So you can imagine what kind of impression I had on men. So I didn't want that in my marriage. So one of the fears was that, what if he becomes controlling? But what I saw was that he is not controlling, but he was not listening to me. He was not listening to me. He was not responding to what I wanted. Yeah.
And then shift happened. I started learning, things started changing. And then I decided that when things started changing, I felt that I want to pass it on to other people. Because in India, I don't know rest of the world, in India, there is nobody who is teaching relationship science. At the most we can go to is a counselor. The next person is any church, any temple, any religious person, astrology. And I'm not saying any of these don't work, but they only work when I work. Because I believe this simple fact that God can. I had a student in I used to teach back in Calcutta, and he used to always say at the end of any story that I said during the moral science class, his moral was very simple: God helps only those who help themselves. So I'm not saying that God doesn't help us. Going to the church doesn't help, or temple doesn't help, mosque doesn't help, or any of these things. I'm not saying that they don't help. They do, but there is some element of responsibility that I have to take. I cannot be a victim and expect God to work in my life. It doesn't happen. And that's where I said to myself, I want to pass it on to others. And when I decided to pass it on to others, I became a joke. Even 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, I just dropped Pallavi to the workplace, to our institute. And on my way back, I met this person. He's an IS officer. And it was raining. So he said, can you give me a drop? Can you give me a lift? And I said, okay. So he got into the car and we started moving. He asked about Pallavi. And then he said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a marriage coach. And he laughed and laughed and laughed. And like, what the hell is he doing? And that's what my journey was. And even right now, the reason I'm talking about this is because people will laugh at you. If you're working on your marriage, people will laugh at you. They say, Arey, yaar, what are you working on your marriage? Just move on, man. You will find somebody else. How many of you have heard this before? Just write heard before in the chat box or just write HB in the chat box. People will laugh at you and say that, if she doesn't want to come back, why don't you move on? And at these moments, you come across mentors. Anybody knows this person? Let me see. Anybody knows this person? Siddharth? Yes, that's correct. Siddharth Rajshekhar. I attended one of his classes, and when I attended it, I felt that here is the person who can help me to take my message to the world. And at that particular point, I was all confused, doubtful, but finally I made a decision. I said, I'm going to join this, and I joined. I finished this level 1, I moved to the level 2. I started implementing things. For me, I wanted to pass it on what I had got. And what happened was, I was told that target everybody. So the next thing is mentors appear. So I was told that target everybody. So my first Awesome Marriage 1.0 version started off with targeting everyone. So before I continue, the rest of the journey is about what I am going to share and how things moved on. I want to thank Pallavi. Thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure. And you've seen how Val has taken this journey. He will talk about it in the coming up section. And I'm sure and I've seen his his special gift which he has for you, and it's an amazing lineup of things which is coming up right your way. And I'm sure you're all going to enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed our story. After the past struggle, always I am an optimist, and I believed that in my deepest deepest of myself, I believed that things will be all right, and they did become all right. Oh boy. And it's better than ever. It's the best love story, as they say, the best love story that I have in my life is one that we share. And I am really lucky to have Val in my life, and I'm so happy and proud that you have Val in your life. And I'm so proud of all of you that you have decided to undergo this journey. With Val's guidance, I am sure you will reach that pinnacle. You will reach that goal that you have set for yourself, and love will surely come back in your life with a bang. I really hope you all the best, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Awesome.
Chalo, goodbye.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you so much. So with that, thank you. So that brings us to Awesome Marriage 1.0. And with Awesome Marriage 1.0, I started off targeting everyone. And even I was told that target women. Women are more interested in fixing their marriage, and I started targeting women and as well as men. And initially, we had this is our awesome marriage 1.0. I just had 6 courses, 7 courses. I did not have Loveathon. I had Monday. I had a session on weekday session. I don't remember which day it was, but I had a weekday session, and at the um, and I had 3 4 people attending it. It was not going well, and then came to a point, and this was the first strategy thing I had. It was like you're not separate, you're connected. And then we had courses and weekly sessions, and then it was the end. There was a month where I started going down. Money stopped coming in. People stopped attending my classes, master classes. Um, things were not working. Came to a point I felt that this was the end of my passion. In fact, I told Pallavi that I'm going to stop this because the money was not coming in. I was not I was running into minus. I didn't have money to pay for my credit card bills because I was using a credit card for paying for Facebook ads and Zoom and all these tools. And finally, the challenge was just give me one moment. I'm going to close the door. So I decided to give up. I decided that this is not going to work out. And that particular month, I went to Pallavi and I told her, Pallavi, I don't have money to pay for my credit card bills. And she said to me, well, don't worry. Before marriage, my dad has given me some money. I'll give it to you. Use that money and make the payment. And then she said, well, if we go up or we go down, I'm going to be with you. We'll do this together. I had tears in my eyes. I said to myself, thank God for the decision that I made, for the investment that I made along the way into my marriage. People spend a lot of money on their weddings. That's not a big deal because you want to show off. Pre-wedding videos, people spend thousands of rupees. A hall, lakhs of rupees. Hotel, lakhs of rupees. Honeymoon, lakhs of rupees. But nobody spends on their marriage. But I said to myself, I made the best decision to spend on my marriage. Because there was Pallavi standing by me, but I couldn't continue. So I told Pallavi that if things don't work out next month, I'm going to go to Delhi. We had come to Dehradun. I didn't have a job for 6 7 months. We were running on Pallavi's salary. So I told Pallavi that if things don't work out in the next 1 month or maximum 2 months, I'm going to go to Delhi and look for a job. Probably as a trainer, as I used to do earlier. Look for a job. And that was the end of something that I really wanted. But the beauty of life is you would have realized that some ends are the beginnings. So if you're going through a separation, it might feel like an end. If you're going through a divorce process, it feels like an end. But the beauty is, it is also the beginning. There are mentors, there are people, there are things that walk into our lives. There are situations that walk into our lives. If it is really true, if you really believe from the heart, they don't let us give up. And that's what happened to me. At that very moment, along that way, Siddharth was doing a intensive called Freedom Business Intensive. So I was attending that. And at that particular point, I said to myself, something hit me. Something hit me and I realized that why am I working with women? I'm not a woman. I don't understand the pain that don't understand the pain that women go through. I'm a man and I understand the pain that men are going through. So why not work with men? And that was against everything that had been told to me by all the mentors that I had. So because everybody told me that men don't pay, men are not interested in their marriage, men are not interested in their relationship, I went against it. And that's where came Awesome Husbands Hub. So 2019, I started. 20 March, April, Awesome Husbands Hub started. So anybody out here who joined in 2019, 20, 2020, time, just write me in the chat box. Just write me in the chat box. You joined at around that time. So you must have been, so I remember, yeah, I can see so many of you. Yeah, November 2020. That's right. Raghu, Vijay, Nilesh, Govinda, Ashutosh, Rahul, Pavan, 21. Okay. So the initial group. And my intention was at that point, I didn't know how to work with people who were going through separation because I had not gone through separation. We had an intense power struggle, but I had not gone through separation. So my focus was people who are married, okay, and people who are together. That was my intention. And then something interesting happened, and that was so that the end and the beginning. So it was giving up and restarting, and that's where was born Awesome Marriage 2.0. And then I had at that time, at the end of Awesome Marriage Blueprint, I used to have a one-to-one. So I had a one-to-one with this particular awesome husband one day, and he said to me that I'm going through a divorce process right now. Divorce for going through a divorce process for 5 years, and we were married for 5 days, and after that we got separated, and I joined your program. And I said to him, I had at that time I had only level 1, level 2. I did not have Lovathon, and I said to him, don't join the next level, because I said to myself, I said to him that your marriage can't be fixed. I said to him that how can a marriage that is, if people are married for 5 days, a couple is married for 5 days and they're fighting a divorce battle for 5 years, and they're going through their cases in the high court of their state. Do you think it is ever possible for them to come together? So I said to myself that I told him that this is not going to work. Don't upgrade yourself. And if you upgrade and if it doesn't work, I'm not going to give you a refund. Give me a smiley if you're smiling there. So I told him that. And he said, I don't want a refund. I want to go for it. And he went. He moved to the next level. That was intensive. He learned Enneagram. Today it's called as gold level, gold membership. So he learned Enneagram, he learned communication mastery. And around probably 5-6 months later, he messaged me saying that we are going to, this was in April, correct? I remember that. In December, he messaged me saying that he must have joined in May, June or something. In December, he messaged me saying that on the 19th of December, we are going to live together. I still have that message. And I was shocked. I was shocked. I said to myself, how is it even possible? And that was a moment of grace for me. That was the moment of learning. At that particular point, I realized the value of what I was offering to the world. It was given to me. It was nothing was mine. It was given to me from all these people. Nothing was mine. I was just a medium. A weak medium though, because I have all the fears in the world. I feel that things don't go right. I feel don't feel positive all the time. Maybe not the best medium, but I'm chosen. I'm chosen to do what I'm doing. And that's where I said to myself, I'm going to continue this. There were times I had 20 people attending my masterclass and nobody bought. I would come out, I would go to Pallavi. I do that. That is a ritual that I follow even today. Before the session, Pallavi comes here, masterclass especially. She comes here, she gives me a hug and a kiss. And she says, I'm with you. And that keeps me going through the session. At the end of the masterclass, I go to her, and if there are a lot of people who join the program, I have a big smile on my face. I tell her how many, she gives me a hug and a kiss. If there is nobody joins, she still gives me a hug and a kiss. Hug and a kiss comes to my way. And I saw that, that's what started off as people not joining, then people joining, people not joining. But I kept at it because I felt that there was something that was calling me to do what I was doing. You can call it as universe, you can call it as God, you can call it as the purpose. I don't know. Initially, we had Monday meetups alone. Then we I started seeing a lot of people going through separation and divorce. So we started off with Getting Back Tuesdays. So this was version 2.0. And at version 2.0, I also came up with this concept called focus, become, and show. Focus on yourself, become the person you can't resist falling in love with, and show. How many of you have seen this before? Just write me in the chat box. You have seen this diagram before. And this was Awesome Marriage 2.0. And then for the last, probably, this was 2020, for the last 1 year, 1.5 years, I'd been following this. There had been good months, there had been bad months, there had been months where things had financially, I'm talking about things had gone very well, the things have not gone very well. And along the way, I realized that there's a bigger purpose. Along the way, I also realized, I also want to share one more slide, and then I'm going to tell you what I realized is Awesome Marriage 2.0 had courses, it had Monday meetups, Getting Back Tuesdays, Loveathon, Winners of Love. Winners of Love is the interview of all the people who come together. That time we didn't have Love Igniters. Then support group came in, that is on Facebook. Then we had tribe meetups that came in. I replicated what Siddharth had. He has something called Hives. Tribe meetups came in. Love Igniters. This was one more thing. City meetups happened. Anybody who have met in person, just write I have in the chat box. And just write which city. I think Bangalore had a meetup. I guess Mumbai had a meetup. Yeah, I can see so many of you writing in. Yeah. So this happened. Guwahati, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Bangalore, Dehradun, you met me. So this has happened. Then Hyderabad. Then we started having winner and igniter masterminds. Now, what is a winner and igniter mastermind? That is, once you become a winner or once you become an igniter, to become an igniter, you should date your wife. And to become a winner, you should come together or start having a great marriage if you're already together. And we started having mastermind. The reason why I started having masterminds is because once the couple comes together, I want the wife also to run. I want the wife to also go through this process, that connection. So we have masterminds where your wife is also invited and we have women joining us. Pallavi joins us. It happens on the first Sunday of every month at 9 o'clock. And we have a lot of sharings, a lot of connection that happens. The objective is once we come to mature love stage, we got to remain there and we need support. Because the people around us, a lot of people were not at mature love stage and we can be easily influenced. So the first one to meet an intercity meetup. Awesome. Then we had partner programs. I'm going to talk more about partner programs later. And then we had facilitators supporting these tribe meetups. I want to thank each facilitator right now. I've made a list also later who is supporting other men. In spite of they themselves going through a very difficult phase in their marriage, they're still supporting. Just like kudos to facilitators, not only facilitators, there are so many men in Loveathon group at the diamond level supporting each other. Kudos to each one of you. I really appreciate you for whatever all that you're doing. God bless each one of you for all that you're doing. And Awesome Marriage brought something very important in my life, and that is happy tears. Pallavi calls me as a rotlu. Okay, Pallavi calls me that I'm a rotlu. I don't get tears in my eyes when I'm sad. I don't remember the last time I cried because I was sad. But almost every Friday Loveathon, when we have it, and when I hear a love story being revived, when somebody says, I'm grateful for my wife because this is what happened, because she did this, or somebody says, I'm a blessing to my wife, I have tears in my eyes. And probably that's the reason I don't have the video on. I'll be all tears. And at those moments, I realize that it's all worth it. It's really, really worth it. Each one of you are going through a challenge right now. I want you to think about the smile on your child's face. when love comes back into your life, I want you to imagine the smile on your wife's face when love back into your life, especially those of you who are going through a difficult phase. I want you to imagine the smile, the laughter on your parents' face, her parents' face. I just want you to imagine it. How many of you are experiencing this right now? Just like I am in the chat box. Those of you who have been in the community, you're experiencing this. You're seeing that transformation. Can you put a value on that? Can you put a tag on it, price tag on what you're experiencing? Those of you who are experiencing this amazing connection. Is it priceless? Just write priceless in the chat box. Just write priceless in the chat box. It's priceless. It's priceless. You can sit in a smallest restaurant. I can sit in a smallest restaurant in Dehradun with my wife and just enjoy the date. Money is not the thing. Money is not the thing. I remember traveling by scooter, both of us. Like we used to go to Mussoorie from here on scooter. And Pallavi used to sing at the back and I used to ride. That's what we did. That's what you did. And that's what happens when we are in mature love stage. We are really connected. So 2.0 has brought a lot of happy tears. And I want to acknowledge and appreciate each one of you for those happy tears. Happy tears. So this is Awesome Marriage 2.0. Now, the next thing that happened was I went down again. And I want you to realize, I'm going to share this later. I want you to realize that life is never like this. So in the month of Feb, I decided to invest in a very expensive program because I realized that if I have something amazing and there is nobody else, at least in India, I don't know about the world, who is offering the way I'm offering. And thanks to all the mentors, I learned this community way of approach from Siddharth. I learned all the science from Sue Johnson and others. If there is nobody offering it and there is a need, I need to pass it on. And I need to increase my frequency, the way of thinking. So all that I had earned into doing what I was doing, whatever money I had in the bank, I said to myself, I'm going to invest once again into it. So I invested 8.3 lakhs in the month of Feb into my own growth. And once that was done, in the month of March, I guess, I don't remember the dates, we had for all the members of the group, we had what is it called? It was a live event in Mahabalipuram, Chennai. And when we went there, Pallavi was there with me. When we went there was one particular session where we had to get into groups of similar niches, like health, one group, health and wellness, one group, wealth, one group, like people who are into stock market, people who are into make money niche, people into career space, one group. And take a guess, how many people were there out of hundreds? There were about 50 coaches and their families. And out of that, take a guess, how many people were there in the niche of relationships? Take a guess. One person. In fact, Pallavi and me. I still remember that room where Siddharth said, all the wellness coaches go here, all the health coaches go there, all these coaches go there, all these coaches go there. And we were in the middle. And I lost my confidence. I really lost my confidence. Because in his 15,000 community, 21, I think he has today, there's nobody who's at this level. I lost my confidence. And if you have lost confidence along the way, when you started working on your marriage, I understand. There are times we lose confidence because we feel that we are alone. And that's why we have the diamond membership. And then I did not have the money in my bank account because I had to invest into Facebook ads. And Pallavi said, I'll give you money. So she gave me 80,000 from her account, salary account, and I started off once again. That was, and it was a biggest. I went through hell. What am I doing? I wanted to give up. I wanted to tell the community that this is the end of this. I'm going to close. But what kept me going is you. You kept me going. Every time I saw a positive story, I said to myself, no, I'm not going to give up. So that was once again going down and coming up. So far, what do we have? I've done 200 plus live masterclasses so far. We have we have done 114 Monday meetups. We have done 40 plus Getting Back Tuesdays. This is the third season of MTML, that is Mission to Mature Love, that happens on Tuesdays. I've done 80 plus Loveathon masterminds that happen on Fridays for the Diamond members. And we have 500 plus awesome husbands. Just write hooray in the chat box. We have 500 plus awesome husbands. We have 8 tribe facilitators. We have 2 tribes. We have 8 love igniters, and there are 4 more to go, and 9 love winners, and 6 going to be love legends. So that has been the journey. What are you feeling having heard all this? I'm going to share my learnings, but before that, what are you feeling? I've not shared this with anybody so far, just with Pallavi and probably people who are close to me. Because if I share it with anybody, they'll tell me, are you crazy? Are you crazy? This is not going to work. Just give up. Men are not going to come to you. Men, people want to go for divorce. I want to believe otherwise. The only reason men go for divorce is because nobody has taught us this. Because the people around us influence us in a wrong way. And we need a community that thinks otherwise. There's so much of support for women. There are so many things for women. There are groups for women, but there is nothing for men. There's nothing for men. So my learnings are quite a number of them. Thank you so much. The first learning is anything that is ending is a beginning. So I don't want you to worry about the end, thinking that, oh, I got 6 months for my divorce to happen, 4 months for my divorce to happen, 7 months for my divorce to happen. We are going through a separation. Don't worry about the end. I want you to get excited about the beginning. I know the pain of going through the end. I totally understand it, but I want you to get excited about the beginning. If your marriage is ending, it means that you're going to start fresh with this person. That love, care is going to come back. And then you're going to have an amazing marriage. You're not going to fix a marriage that is broken. You're going to create a marriage that is brand new. The second thing is leap of faith. Leap of faith. If you remember, I started my story about my mom. She took a leap of faith. And because of that, I'm here. You're part of this community. You're feeling better than what you used to feel. You're out of that depression. Many of you are very close to your wife. Many of you are focusing on your work. How many of you are doing that? Your life has improved. Just write mine in the chat box. Your life has improved as being part of this community. And it's not because of me. I'm just a person who is showing the direction. You're following it. You just started. Mine. It's because of the leap of faith. When you got into the program, when you gave me that, whatever money you gave me, it was a leap of faith. You jumped in with a leap of faith. Then you moved to the next level. It was a leap of faith. And every time when we make a decision, we don't know what's the end going to be. If you ask me, can your marriage be fixed? Can you have a great marriage? I don't know. But I know that it will because of your faith. Because of your faith. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, this is leap of faith. The third thing is we have a choice. All of us have a choice. We have a choice to give up, or we have a choice to restart. We have a choice to trust, or we have a choice to doubt. We have a choice. And this brings us to version 3.0. So are you gentlemen ready? Just write super excited in the chat box, and I'm excited. I'm excited. And as I'm starting, I want to thank everybody who gave me some brilliant ideas. I'm not an expert out here. Let me be very honest. I'm not an expert. All that I know is take ideas from others, learn from others, and pass it on to other people. I'm just a medium. So I want to thank each one of you who gave me brilliant ideas, the facilitators, the people in Loveathon, your sharings. So with all that comes version 3.0 of Awesome Husbands Hub. Here we go. Let me just start here. Here we go. Excited? There are 9 initiatives. There are 9 initiatives, and I'm going to walk you through each one of them. We are going to start with the simplest one, and then we are going to get into something more elaborate, something more powerful. Excited? Here we go. So the first initiative, and I think before that, I want to say thank you. Thank you is a big word for me. The 3 women in my life, my mom, my sister, and Pallavi. I'm grateful for all the mentors that I spoke about. I'm grateful for Christian Brothers. That's a congregation I belong to once upon a time. I'm grateful to all the facilitators who have been in constant inspiration, pushing me, helping me to understand, and being really like when we have, imagine this, we have 8 facilitators. And whenever we have a session for facilitator meet, we have 99 to 100% attendance. Isn't that amazing? Now that is the kind of commitment that facilitators have. Thank you so much. And Ashutosh, who is part of the team, who is putting things in place, doing things, sending emails. Thank you, Ashutosh, for everything that you do for this community. And finally, a big thank you to you. Without you, I wouldn't have been here. Without you believing in me, I wouldn't be doing this. Thank you. Thank you so much. So version 3.0, what do you think is going to be the focus? Take a guess. Write in the chat box. What do you think is going to be the focus? Let's just get this out of the way. There is something blocking. Yeah. So what do you think is going to be the focus? Action plan, bringing back love, showing, show up, show, focus on showing up, make people more accountable, big 100, connection, wow, accountability. All of you are right. But there's one word that all of you have missed out. The focus is, all this is right, but much, 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 much more than that. Some of you got it right. It is you. The focus is you, not your wife, not your child, not even saving your marriage, not even your parents. The focus is you. The reason is, if you agree with me, write agree in the chat box that when our marriage goes down, who goes down along with it? You know it. Other people do go down. Along with it, who go down? Me. I go down. Just think about yourself. The pain, the anxiety, the loneliness, the frustration, the anger. Oof, it's absolutely miserable. How many of you remember those old days when you were feeling like that? Your wife has blocked you, she doesn't want to come back. You are sick, probably you want to drink, you want to smoke, you don't want to go to the workplace. So the focus is you. 3.0 is about you. Because it's okay if your wife leaves you. It's okay if your wife doesn't come back. It's okay if your wife gives you divorce. But what's not okay is you getting destroyed. If you agree with me, just write agree in the chat box. You getting destroyed. That's not okay. If you're part of this community, that is not allowed. That's not okay. And the other flip side of it is that when you are okay, then everybody else, you can put them into a comfortable place. If you are not okay, even when you go to your wife's house, the person that they see, your wife doesn't want to come back to. Just the person, forget about you saying anything. The person that you have become, your wife doesn't want to come back to. If your eyes are red, you are not shaven for days, you have been drinking and you go to your wife's house to meet her, she doesn't want to come back to that person. So the focus is you. And the second focus is simplified. I'm going to simplify even more of your journey. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to the first initiative that we have. And here we go. The 9 initiatives, and here is the first one. The first initiative is Love Legend Award. So who is the Love Legend? Love Legend is anybody who becomes a love winner. And in order to become a love winner, the criteria is very simple. If you are separated, you got to come together. If you are together, then you got to have a great marriage. One of the 2 criteria has to be met. And once you become a love winner, 1 year after that, I'm going to discuss with your wife. I'm going to ask your wife, tell me about your marriage. Just like the way Pallavi gave a report about our marriage, and she said that Val is so loving, Val is so caring, Val is so supportive. That means you qualify for becoming a love legend. That's the only criteria 1 year after the marriage, because 1 year is the testing time. If your wife gives a good report, then you qualify for love legend. And from now onwards, we're going to call 9th of November. That's the reason I wanted to have this session now instead of 9th of November. From now onwards, 9th of November, we're going to have a Love Legends Award Day every year. And I'm preparing something beautiful to give it to each of the love legends. And my wish and prayer is that each one of you become love legends. That's my prayer. So this is the first initiative. Just close your eyes for a moment. Just write, after closing, thinking about it, write, I will be in the chat box. That means you will be a love legend. You will be a love legend. Just write, I will be LL. I'll be a love legend. So this is the first initiative. Initiative number 2. Here we go. Are you excited about the new path? Just write excited in the chat box. The new path is this. The new path that you're going to follow is very, very simple. I've simplified it, and here we go. The new path is you join the program and you are a starter. You learn everything. You go through all the courses. You attend the Monday meetups, and you'll take about roughly 1 month to learn. You become a love learner. According to me, in order to become a love igniter, if you really follow the 3.0 journey, it will take about 10 months. Probably for some of you, it might take longer, depending on the damage that is done to the patient from your parents, her parents, you, her. Depending on the damage that is done, it will take 10 months. For some people, it would be 6 months. For some people, it will be maybe 2 months, 16 months. Might be. But when you start dating your wife, not getting your wife back, but start dating your wife. When your wife says, "Let's go out," when you go out, have ice cream, have pani puri, as Kamlesh was saying today, we went out for dinner together. You become a love igniter. And the rule is you don't have to be married. You don't have to be legally married to become a love igniter. Marriage has nothing to do with this journey. Though we call it as awesome marriage, but it is nothing to do with, when I say marriage, I'm talking about a piece of paper. Okay? I'm not talking about the marriage of the hearts. I'm talking about the marriage of paper. It's nothing to do with it. It really doesn't matter on paper whether you're married or divorced. It really doesn't matter to your kid. It really doesn't matter to you, to your wife. What matters is whether there is love or not. So love igniter, and after that, probably it will take about, I'm giving up on the bigger side, longer side, probably about 16 months. I'm putting it that it, for many of you, it would be about 5 months, 6 months, and then you become a love winner, and ultimately you become a love legend. Love legend. So in order to become this, there are a couple of things that you got to follow. The first one is hero mindset. And I'm going to introduce you something called a habit tracker. The second thing is surrender. And this is really important. It is called detached doing. Because if you do attached doing, that means I'm going to do something hoping that my wife will talk to me, she'll understand me, she'll come back. More you try to do that, more she will move away. Because what she goes through when you start changing is a huge amount of doubt, huge amount of fear, huge amount of resistance. That's human beings. That's how we behave. So you got to do things without expecting. Things will happen. Things will fall in place without you doing, without thinking about the end goal. The next thing is challenge. Every Tuesday we have a challenge called MTML challenge, and the final thing is Monday meetups. This is the journey. This is the path. Now is your journey. Your journey is going to be like this. When I say yours, your wife's and your journey. Right now, your wife thinks that she is a victim. You feel that you are a victim. I'm not talking about everybody. Those of you have just joined the program. And how does a victim think? My wife's parent interfere in my marriage. They don't love me. She does this. She does that. She's having an affair. That is a victim. And your wife has a similar kind of complaints. Your goal is to move from a victim mindset into the hero mindset. You start understanding by going through the courses, by understanding things, you understand how your action has made your wife to leave you. It's not her parents, it's not your in-laws, it's nobody else, it's your action. Only relationship science can help you. Then you re-establish contact with your wife. And when you re-establish, it means the same even in your house. If you're living together, your wife will start noticing. Your wife cannot not notice. When she notices this, she is going to doubt. When she doubts, you're going to strengthen the bond. Many times what happens to men is, oh, my wife is resisting, my wife is doubting, she's always fighting with me, she told me that don't come back. She's supposed to say that. She's supposed to say that. And when she says that, it means that things are improving, provided that you're following the process. And then what happens to your wife is, she's going to resist. More you try to come closer, not physically, but by being a loving, caring person. She's going to move away. You're not pushing yourself. You're just being present. And then trust builds. And then you start dating. And that's where mature love comes in. How many of you are dating right now, your wife? Whether you're together or separated, doesn't matter. You're going out, you're having conversations, you're talking about your problems. Just write I am in the chat box. And I'm sure you agree with this. Me. That's right. Yeah, you agree with this. This is the journey that you have to go through. And finally, you have a mature love. Now, what is your action plan? I've simplified even this. Your action is very simple. You got to become a hero and show up. That's it. Nothing else. You become a hero and you show up. You stop complaining. You stop criticizing. You stop blaming. You start understanding the pain that you have caused to your wife. And then, as a new person, you show up. What is going to help you? The thing that is going to help you. And once you do that, it's very obvious that you become an igniter, winner, and a legend. So what is going to help you? Blueprint at silver level, anger management at silver level, forgiveness formula, separation to connection, affair to affection. These are the new courses that I'm adding. I'm going to talk about it. And at the gold level, intensive personality clarification session, communication mastery, conflict to connection, and 5 steps to winner back. At this diamond level, more love challenge, show up challenge, how to connect formula, Loveathon tribe mastermind, and Loveathon mastermind. These are the things which are going to help you. This is your action. Now, this is going to be a journey. If this is clear, just write clear in the chat box. If you're clear, it's going to just write clear in the chat box. If that is clear. Perfect. Now, this is the path. Now we are going to have the third initiative in our community. So you understood the path. Now here is the third initiative. So we are going to have some new courses. So the first course that we are going to have is at silver membership level, Awesome Marriage Affair to Affection. There are quite a number of you who had told me that my wife is having an affair, what to do, how to handle it. Awesome Marriage Affair to Affection course is added. And the second course we are going to have for silver membership is Trust Building Formula. It's a very important element to build trust. These courses will be uploaded this week. They're ready. They just needed to be edited. At the diamond membership, the new courses are how to connect formula. This is one of the things which was waiting for a long time. And in this particular one, I've used all the role plays that we have done so far, and I've created this. How do you talk to your wife when you meet her in the police station? How do you talk to your wife when you meet her in the court? How do you talk to her parents when you go for a family meeting? What are the things you're supposed to say? What are the things you're not supposed to say? All that is covered in how to connect formula. Now, one more blueprint, one more course that I've created is for men after you come together. Those of you who are love winners, love igniters, love legends. One of the things I remember you telling me is that we are always together. We are already together. Now tell us something more. And that's where I've created Happily Ever After Blueprint. So this is for diamond level. Now, the next initiative number 4 is how many of you are curious to know what this is? Habits Hero Award. Just write curious in the chat box if you're curious to know what this is. Habits Hero Award. Before I tell you what this is, I'm going to give you the logic behind creating this award. The logic behind creating this award is this. When somebody joins a community, he is feeling scared, there is anxiety, there is anger, there is frustration, there is sleepless night. The person is going through sleepless nights. There is feeling meaningless, feeling rejected, rejection, no appetite. You don't feel like eating. You're going through depression. You're having suicidal thoughts. There is loneliness and there is feeling deprived. You're deprived of meeting your child. You're deprived of meeting, connecting with your child. All these feelings. If it is true, just write true in the chat box. It really doesn't matter whether you're together. True. Now, when these things happen, you start learning the courses. Do you think you will have your mind on the courses if you're not sleeping well, if you're not eating well? Will you be able to focus on the courses? Will you be able to learn? The answer is obviously no. And that's why from now onwards, we are going to have something called a habit tracker. So you're going to get this in the blueprint on the third or the second video or the third video. You will have, it's called Awesome Marriage, what is it called? Let me just close this. Awesome Husband's Habit Tracker. Every day, you're going to take a printout of this, put it on your wall. Every day, you're going to write the date. The first thing you're going to do every day in a book is write down 5 things you're grateful for. First thing. The second thing is you're going to read the affirmations that are given in the creed. The third thing is you can do any kind of meditation, even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, minimum 10 minutes of meditation, prayer, anything, japas, anything. The next thing is eating properly. Whether you eat veg, non-veg, really doesn't matter, but eating well. The next one is you are getting into bed. You're not in front of the computer. You're not watching movies because you're feeling lonely. You're not, listening to sad songs. The next thing is exercise. Whether you feel like it, don't feel like it, at least 45 minutes of exercise. And the last one, you got to connect with people outside your work. What do I mean by outside your work? You might connect with people from the workplace, but you connect with them not about the work, but anything apart from the work. So every day you have the potential to get 7 points. In a month, let's say there are 30 days. In a week, how many points can you get? If it is per day 7 points, then in a week, 49. In a month, let's say 30 days. In a month, what's the points that you can get? 210. Perfect. So the Hero Award, this is the way you go about. You put up this list on your wall. You'll get it in the blueprint. You put it up on the wall. Every day, you write the date and put a tick for the things that you have completed. And you be your master. And then at the end of the month, the last Monday of the month, the first Monday of the next month, we give an award for the last month. And the things you got to submit are only one thing. That is, you have to submit this paper, the picture of this paper, the tracker, and we are going to check your Monday attendance. So if you are there all the 4 Mondays, you get 100 points each, and you get the total of all this. We add all that, and the topper in every month gets this. Do you want to know what that is? You're going to get this. Is it cool? Just write cool in the chat box. You're going to get a t-shirt which says I'm awesome. Every month we're going to choose one person who is the topper, and you get this. It says I'm awesome. I want you to become awesome. I want us to become awesome. Then let's work on our marriage. Marriage is important, but after we become awesome. So this is, what number is this? 4, I guess. This is 4. When do we start this tracking? On the 1st of October. By the 1st of October, I want you to go to the blueprint and you will check. And when you check it, you'll find it. What we are supposed to do in affirmation and connect. Connect, you got to meet people. Affirmations, you got to read the affirmations. I'm going to give you the instructions in the record. Okay, you will find the recording in the blueprint before the 1st of October. Awesome. So this, let's get ourselves back on track. Let's get ourselves back into fitness position. Let's get ourselves back on taking care of ourselves. Marriage is important. It's important that your wife comes back, but more important than that is yourself. So this is initiative number 4. So we are finished with 4 initiatives, 5 more to go. Ready? The next initiative that we have is this. The next initiative is big sessions. Who's a big bro? Who is a big bro? Anybody who has been in this community for a long time, he has learned the relationship science. He understands exactly how things work. And the person might not be a love igniter, might not be a love legend, might not be a love winner. He can be, he might not be. But when you meet this person, you know that this person is out of the victim mindset. Is out of the victim mindset. Every Monday, this is what's going to happen from now onwards. On the last Monday of every month, we are going to ask one big session for us. One big bro to take a session for us. Because the wisdom that do you agree that the wisdom that we have in this room right now is at least more than 100 years? I'm talking about experience. I'm talking about in terms of marriage. Would you agree? At least 100 years. It could be probably 500, 600 years. Maybe not, at least 100 years for sure. And that wisdom is amazing. Because as you know that I have not gone through a divorce process, but Kamlesh has. I have not gone through a separation like Vinesh or Mithilesh or anybody, Mario, or the names are not coming to my mind, Suryakant or any of these people, Mandar and all these people. I've not gone through like that. The kind of stuff they are going to share, don't you think it is invaluable? That's what we are going to do every Monday at 9 o'clock, last Monday of every month. We are going to have this. Do you think it's a good idea? Just write yes in that box if you think it's a good idea. Let's learn from these amazing men. Let's learn from these amazing men, because there's so much of wisdom that is there. So this is initiative number 5. And here we go, initiative number 6. So this is called Direct to Diamond. Now, you know that we have 3 membership levels. You have the first membership level, that is silver membership, where I cover almost everything. If you want to do things by yourself, you can go ahead, you can do it. And many of the men in our community have done it. Yesterday, I got a mail from somebody. He told me something very interesting. He said that I joined this community in the month of 2000. I don't remember the month, but he said 2021, he joined this community. And now things are really improving in his marriage and things are beautiful in his marriage. He says, I want to move to the next level. So you don't have to move to the next level if you want to work by yourself. The next level is called diamond membership. And until now, in the diamond membership, there is much more proximity with which I work with you. You get connected with like-minded people, like, you heard names just now. They are all in the diamond membership. Now, until now, what it used to be, and I'll give you the logic behind it. Until now, what it used to be was you had to finish your level 1. That is, it was called as level 1. Like, you have to finish your blueprint, you have to finish your anger, you have to finish your separation. Then only you can move to the next level. That is diamond membership. What I realized was this: if I am feeling miserable, if I am feeling depressed, will I be in a state of going through all those courses? Maybe not. But imagine that I am meeting some of the most amazing men every week on a Friday, and I'm doing this gratitude exercise. I'm talking about, they are telling me, this is what worked in my marriage, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm following. I will be super motivated. I'll be on fire. And for that reason, from now on, you might get into diamond membership. And once you get into the diamond membership, the thing that's going to happen is you will be attending the Lovathon masterminds. And as you are attending the Lovathon masterminds every week, you're going to complete the other courses. You're going to start with the intensive. You're going to have a one-to-one with me. And after that, after the one-to-one, you will join the tribe. But the Lovathon masterminds, you will be part of. If that is making sense, just write MS in the chat box. So anybody who is at any level can join Diamond membership without completing something. Because once you join, I'm going to give you a checklist. I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to give you a checklist of things to find out whether you have finished, what are the courses that you have to finish, and you can finish them later. So this is going to be the next update. So what is the idea? Let me come back to the deck again. The idea is this, that you have focus, you have accountability, you have support. What I've seen is people have paid me 30,000, 35,000, some of them, and they have never attended, never done a one-to-one with me. And I feel bad because it is a hard-earned money. And you're not, I don't want anybody to throw away. I just say it, even you would have heard me in the masterclass. If you're not serious, if you're not committed, don't join. You would have heard me talking about it in the masterclass. And I say the same here. If you're not committed, you cannot, don't join. And these people are committed, they want to. But once they join, that energy goes down. When they hear their wife saying, I'm going to send the divorce papers, their energy goes down. And that's where we need support. That's why you can join direct to Diamond and then you complete all the courses. And I'm going to guide you on that. The next thing, the seventh one is this. So far, we have a partner program. So what is the partner program? Let me show it to you. It's called Save a Love Story. I'm going to call it as Save a Love Story Partner Program. Right now, we have few members who are promoting this program. It basically means if you have benefited this, would you like to pass it on to others? And what you're passing on, when you pass it on, what are you going to get? You're going to get the blessings. So when you become the member in Diamond membership, when you join the Diamond membership, you are qualified to promote the program because only then you know the value of the program. So when you promote this program by inviting people to the masterclass and they join the program, you get 20% of the profit that comes in after deducting the GST. One, for all levels. From I'm going to tell you more about the next month, how things are going to change. So you're going to get, so in other words, from next month onwards, by promoting this program to others, you can get your money back by promoting it to 4 people. Just 4 people. That's it. You get your money back. The second thing is, I'm going to create a unique link for each one of you. And it will be, you just share that link. And when somebody gets into the program using that link, attends the masterclass using that link, that will be coded back to you. It means that if somebody joins the program today and 2 years later, he buys the next level, that is, he gets into Diamond membership. And let's say 2 years later, the value of Diamond membership is 1.5 lakhs. Let's assume if it is going to be 1.5 lakhs, 20% of, remove the GST, let's say about 20,000, about 30,000 GST. What do you think is the value of how much are you going to get? If it is 20% out of, if it is at the end, it's 1,20,000 after removing the GST. What is the 20% of 1,20,000? Just write in the chat box. It's about 24K. 24K. So this is the next initiative. You're going to get a link, unique link that you can give it to people and you can promote it. If that is awesome, just write awesome in the chat box. And it's only for the Diamond members. The reason is I want only people who have really experienced this to pass it on to others. And this link is, I'm not going to give it to anybody and say, promote my program like affiliate marketers. No, it's going to be only for our members. So this is the 7th initiative. Now there are 2 more big initiatives that I'm going to take. The next one is this. And before I tell you this, let me talk about, there was something that really disturbed me. And just write in the chat box, RTL in the chat box, that is ready to listen. Ready to listen. And this is really important. Something that disturbed me was this. People got into the program, maybe silver membership, or especially diamond membership. They paid the amount, got into the program. Once they got in, all the anxiety, the fear, that started going down. And once that fear started going down, they started focusing on their life rather than on their marriage. And then one fine day, their wife sent them a divorce paper. One fine day, they got a call from the police station. And until then, what were they doing? What they were doing is they were going through the courses, they were reading things, they were learning things, but they were not showing up. They were not visiting their wife's house. Why they were not visiting their wife's house? Because their wife had told them that I don't want to see your face. Because their wife had applied for a divorce and they were scared. The lawyer had told them that if you go to your wife's house, they'll put some more cases. So they were becoming amazing men, but they were not doing anything after that because of the fear. And then there were other men who had joined the program at about the same time, but apart from learning, they were showing up. That was the difference. And the people who are showing up were getting the results. And when I saw this, I felt bad about myself. I felt that I'm not helping people. What I'm doing is I'm making people feel comfortable. I'm not shaking them. I'm not moving them. I'm not disturbing them. And that bothered me. That bothered me. And that's why I decided to do something that I'm going to reveal to you right now. And that is, here it is. Let me show it to you. That is this. What I realized, and then I'll tell you about what I'm going to share with you. This is the honest truth, and you tell me whether you agree with me. It is true in my case. You tell me whether you agree with me. Everybody wants to have an awesome marriage, and that's why you have joined this program. Probably if you, those of you who are at a silver level, you move to the diamond because you want to have an awesome marriage. The second honest truth is it's outside a comfort zone. What's outside a comfort zone is meeting a wife where she's criticizing us, just for hours, talking to our in-laws. That is outside our comfort zone. And when it is outside our comfort zone, we are wired to stay in the comfort zone. And this is what happens to us. If I'm at a silver level, I give myself excuses for me not having a great marriage. I give myself why I can't have a great marriage. I say to myself, because my wife has clearly told me, my wife has applied for divorce. If I go there, my lawyer has said that she's going to do this. Of course, she's going to put cases against you if you don't learn, if you don't become, of course. But if you learn, if you become a new person and you go there and you know exactly how to talk to her, she will mellow down. I know of so many men who were damn scared of meeting their wife, but the wife mellowed down. She started talking about the past, talking about her pain, started crying, maybe started laughing after that. So we are limited by the excuses in our mind. It's like this elephant. Many of you would have heard this story. And the baby, when the elephant is small, they tie a rope to the elephant. And as the elephant grows up, they don't change the rope because it has grown in an elephant's mind that she cannot or it cannot break that rope. Same with us. And that's why we need a push, probably a kick. How many of you agree? Just write true in the chat box. If you agree that we need a push and sometimes a tight, hard kick on our bum, right? Even I need it. We need a kick. And that kick has to come from where? It has to come from where? It has to come from within us. Within us. Because if it comes from outside of us, what's going to happen is we are going to resist. We are going to resist. तुम्हें पता नहीं है मेरा situation. You don't know how difficult it is. It's okay for you. Your wife is talking to you. It's okay for you. Your wife has not applied for divorce. It's okay for you. But for me, so I need a kick from inside. And in order to create that kick system, a push system, we have the 8th most exciting initiative. And here we go. The 8th one is this. The 8th initiative, this is for the diamond members. It's called Loveification. I'm sure you have heard the word gamification. It's big in the world. Now, this is not game. This is love. So it's not gamification, it's loveification. So what's going to be loveification? Right now we have 2 tribes. As the numbers increase, we'll divide it into more. But right now we have 2 tribes, and 2 tribes meet once in 2 weeks, and we have facilitators for it. Right now we have role plays. We're going to continue to have role plays. There's one more thing we are going to introduce. It's called hero ritual. There's something that you're going to do in the session as you begin the session where it will help you to get out of the victim mindset. I'm going to give you a process to get out of the victim mindset, because if you attend these sessions with a victim mindset, nothing will change. You're going to be a crybaby and nobody will be able to support you. And the third thing is a challenge report. So what's a challenge report? I'm going to show you a workbook that I've prepared. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. There's a workbook that I've prepared. I'll tell you more about it. And then you have to submit a report. Along with it, we have Super Tribe Award. So probably once in 3 months or 6 months, this is what we are going to do. Every week, we got 2 tribes, Eros and Agape. The other 2 tribes, as I told the facilitators, to make it easier, we are just choosing 2 tribes, Eros and Agape. Eros, Philia will be part of Eros, and Pragma will be part of Agape. And this is what Loveification is going to happen. If the member in your community attends a tribe meetup, that member gets 100 points and it is added to the tribe score. If the person from your tribe attends the Loveathon on Fridays, you get 100 points. Your tribe gets, for that member, the tribe gets 100 points. So 200 points. The next thing is, if somebody becomes a love igniter in your tribe, you get 1,000 points. If somebody becomes a love winner, you get 2,000 points. And if somebody becomes a love legend, you get 5,000 points. Is that awesome? Just right. You tell me, what do you think? What do you think of this plan? And what's the idea? The idea is that I got to be there. I got to show up. I just have to show up. Otherwise, nothing will move. If I don't move, my wife probably wants me to come, wants me to be there, and she wants to take out her pain, talk about it, and maybe things will change. Things will change. Super helping hands will come. Exactly. So this is the next big idea. Now, the last one, this is what it is. The last idea is the 9th idea is a challenge. I want you to take this as a challenge. If I was in your place, you would have heard me so many times. If I was in your place, I would have given up on my marriage. Because the kind of pain you're going through. I am aware that I did not go, because it was at an initial stage of our marriage. I'm aware that I did not go to the kind of pain that you have gone through. It's like we got medicine as soon as the problem started. And when this is the case, I got to, if you are somebody who wants to turn things around, you got to take it up as a challenge. And here is the challenge. You are going to get a new challenge book and a course called More Love Challenge. This is for people who are together. And for people who are separated or going through a divorce, it's going to be called as a show up challenge. So let me start with More Love Challenge. So let me open the workbook and let me show to you what's inside it and how do you follow it. It's a brand new challenge. And from now on, there won't be any Loveathon courses. It will be challenge. Okay. So let me go to the book and let me show it to you. Show up challenge. So More Love Challenges looks like this. So this is the work. This is the journal or the challenge book. Few words before you begin. You paste a photograph here that will help you to recall the best time in your relationship. You paste a photograph, and then you have a same tracker that is there. But the only difference here is that meditation out here is the meditation for your personality type, based on your personality type and your wife's personality type. Okay. Everything else is similar. The next thing is affirmations are here. So when you are going to do the affirmations, you'll find them here. The next thing is here is the checklist. So as I told you earlier that direct to diamond you can join. So after you join, you start with completing the other things, but you will be part of the Loveathon. Okay. And you know which courses you have not completed, which are the courses that you got to complete. All that is here. Then becoming a hero exercise. So this is a very powerful exercise. Earlier, it was called an apology process. Now I don't call it as an apology process because more than saying sorry, men, we are very good at saying sorry to our wife. That's not a big thing. But what is important is we go through that internal journey, internal introspection. And that's why I'm calling it as a hero exercise. This helps you to get out of the victim mindset. So once you do this, there are steps given here. It's all explained. And then you create a sociogram. You can create the sociogram right out here. And then this is how you're going to do. Every day, what was the situation where you stayed up on top of the building? What was the situation where you showed love? What was the situation where you shared and listened to primary emotion? And what are the situations you bid for connection or your wife bid for connection? And in the tribe meetup, you're going to tell everybody what were those situations. All those of you are together, sounds great. Just let me know in the chat box. So this is going to be, so this one is as 60 days. And once it is done, you create a new book. And then here is the weekly planner. You can add every week, what are the things you're planning to do? Like in the Loveathon, I ask you, right? What is your last week's task? What is your next week's task? So you can add here, and finally you become a love winner or a love legend. This is for all those of you who are together. Now, those of you who are going through a separation, now this is something that's going to be a game changer. Ready? This is going to be a game changer for all those of you who are going through a separation. It's called the Show Up Challenge. You are going to be kicked. You're going to be pushed. Are you ready? Just write ready in the chat box. Ready? You're going to be kicked. You're going to be pushed. So the challenge is you start with few words to begin. This is the same. Then the tracker. You got to keep track of things. Then comes the checklist. Becoming a hero exercise. And then comes the photograph, affirmations, and so sociogram. Here is limiting beliefs. I'm going to talk. I've spoken in the course what limiting beliefs are. Like my wife will shout at me all those beliefs, and then show up brainstorming. So brainstorming is, there are so many ways I can show up. I can call up her aunt and show up. Just have a conversation here, not about the marriage, but just call her up and talk to her. I showed up. I can call up her mother-in-law and she's going to criticize. I'm going to listen. Show up. I'm going to go to our house and take the cake. And she says, put it in the dustbin. You bring it back. Show up. So you are going to put down all the ways you can show up in your context, because everybody's situation is different. Somebody is going through a divorce. Somebody is going through a separation. Somebody has just started the divorce process. So your situation is different. So your showing up is different. So you sit with somebody from the Lovathon, from your tribe, and say, this is my situation. What do you think is the show up? And then you got to take up the show up challenge. You got to plan. You're going to say to yourself, I'm not going to, like, one of the things men are doing in the community is they're waiting for the next date, next court date to happen. Because the last time they went, something went wrong. Imagine that you go to your wife, you have become a hero, you're not a victim, you have become a hero, you go to your wife, and when you walk to the door, your wife closes the door. Did you show up or not? She sees you and she closes the door. Did you show up or not? Yes, you showed up. Will that have any effect on her? Yes or no? Yes, there is going to be some effect, because that old Val, if in my case, if it was old Val, would have shouted, he would have screamed, he would have banged on the door, he begged, he would have said a lot of things. But this new Val went to the door, stood outside the door, said that I got this chocolate, and she said, put it into the dustbin. I said, I hope you're keeping well. And I came back. And when I came back, I said to myself that I understand the pain of this person. The same woman had married me. She had been so nice to me. Now she's doing this because she's hurt. Absolutely, Sarthak. You have put it so nicely. So this is the show up challenge. You keep showing up. So you plan, you talk to people in the community, you plan, and then you go there. And then you write your action and reaction. What does it mean? That when you go there, you meet your wife, you write, I went to the house, I knocked on the door, my wife came out and she said, why are you here? And I said, I came to meet you. She said, what's the use? So I'm going to write that dialogue very small in small letter. And then I'm going to show it to one of the big brothers in the community and say, this is what happened. What do you think? And then you're going to write down your learning. Not a victim's learning, but hero's learning. There's a difference. As a victim, you'll say, my wife is arrogant, she didn't talk to me. But as a hero, you'll say, oh God, I could see into her eyes and I could understand the pain she has gone through. That's the hero's learning. Now, this is going to be the one big idea that is going to change a lot of people, and we are going to have a lot of igniters. What do you think? Let me know. It is difficult. It is challenging. But there is a support of the community. You're not alone on this. Even if your wife calls the police, it's an opportunity, the way you behave. The police is going to see you being an awesome man in that situation, being calm. And they are going to compare you with all the other men that they have ever handled. They're going to tell your wife, look at this man, he's so gentle. Do you think it's going to be a game-changing thing? It is to be done daily? No, these are like, depending on you. You can't go daily. You can't go daily. You might go once in 15 days, once in 20 days, next birthday is coming up, any of these things. But you got to become an amazing person. You got to become a hero. Otherwise, you'll go there and then you'll come back and write in the chat box, I have to meet my wife. My wife shouted at me. Oh, so sad. No, that's not going to happen. Okay, that's not allowed. Okay, because your wife is supposed to be angry at you. Otherwise, there is something wrong with her. If she's separated and she's saying, wow, you are here, she's going to be angry at you initially, depending on how many times she has left and all those things. So this is going to be show up challenge. So 9 initiatives that I've spoken about. So right now, here is something that I want to share with all of you and something really important. Right now, and probably we are going to take another 20 minutes and something really important that I want to share right now. Now, how many of you ready? How many of you are excited? How many of you Lovathon members, the Diamond members were excited? Just write excited in the chat box. Excited in the chat box. Where you have a show up challenge. We have just added more love challenge, how to connect formula. So when you go there, before you go there, you go through these courses, like how to connect, you go through the course. Understand exactly how to talk to your wife, how to connect will help you that. And obviously, happily ever after. So this is all for people who are already there. Now, thank you so much. And now is the question for those of you who are not part of the Diamond membership. You're not part of the Diamond membership. How many of you are ready to become a Diamond member, join the Lovathon? I want you to ask that question. Are you ready? Because it is about the decision that we make in our lives. The question that I have is, there could be anybody out here who was not with his wife for last Diwali. Just write me in the chat box. But this year you're with your wife. Now that is the power. Last year you're fighting with your wife, arguing with your wife. But this year your wife is talking to you. There you are. You're having a better Diwali. You're going to have a better Diwali this year. Going to be a better Diwali this year. So this is the power. So let me, before we continue and give an opportunity for, I'm going to give a very special opportunity for the last time. This is not going to come back. Please enter the poll for me to understand which level you are on. If you have just joined, then it's at silver level. If you are right now, if you're going through the intensive and all that kind of stuff, then you're at gold. You'll get access to Lovathon very soon. So let's see who's where. Okay. Numbers are coming in. Please enter the poll. Few more seconds. We got, let's see. Lovely. I can see more people. There's a poll that is put up. There's a poll that is put up. Can you answer that poll? All right. Now, this is, thank you so much. Answer that poll and let me continue with this. Now, this is a very important time because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give a very special offer. And this is for those of you who are not Diamond members. And this is going to be the ultimate offer. I have never, ever going to do it again. So it's going to be also a time sensitive offer. I'm going to tell you more about it. And only if you are in, otherwise you are out. So right now, all the existing members, you get access to all the new courses that I spoke about, how to connect, all those things, you get access to it. Now, those of you who are not the members of this Diamond membership, this is what's going to be from next month onwards. So let me show it to you. What's going to be from next month? It's going to be from next month. Just let me just check from everybody. Is my voice clear or it's breaking? Just let me know in the chat box right now. Is it clear? Clear. Okay, thank you so much. Maybe there's slight internet disconnect, I guess. Now it's clear. Thank God. So from October onwards, this is what's going to be the diamond membership. It's going to be 49,999 plus GST per year. This is what's going to be the membership, diamond membership from next month onwards. Now, those of you who are part of the Loveathon, I'm sure you know the value of being a diamond member. The kind of things you learn, the kind of people you connect with, so you know the value of it. So for those of you who are not part of the diamond membership, I want to give you a glimpse of it very quickly, and then I want you to make a decision. So the diamond membership has Save a Love Story partner program, where you get 20% of the profit from everybody you refer, and they join the program. Happily Ever After Blueprint. This is a brand new course, how to connect formula, where you're going to learn about how do you connect with your wife and her family. Examples, like I'm going to in this course, there are role plays where your wife is talking to you. How do you talk to your wife in the sense that you're connected? Your wife is you're meeting your wife in the police station. How do you talk to her? All these things are covered here. Then Loveathon tribe, you will be part of a tribe, either Agape or Eros, and you learn over there. The next thing is you will be part of a challenge. The next thing is you're going to be part of the show up challenge for those of you are separated. And finally, you will be part of Loveathon Mastermind every week at 9 p.m. Now, everybody who gets into the diamond membership right now, today, you're going to get this for lifetime. What is lifetime? As long as I do have lifetime, as long as I'm doing the sessions, and hopefully I'll do it as long as I'm alive, you're going to be part of this. Part of this. So you're going to get lifetime access to everything that is there and all the live sessions and tribe meetups. And along with it, you get gold membership absolutely free. What's in gold membership is 5 steps to win her back. That's a course. Awesome marriage communication mastery, where you really learn how do you talk to your wife, how do you connect with your wife. Then you're going to have a session with me. It's called personality clarification session. Then conflict to connection is a video course, and awesome marriage intensive, where you're going to learn. Somebody was asking me Enneagram, personality types, all that you learn at awesome marriage intensive. So the value is this. From next month, October onwards, it's going to be 49,999 plus GST, and it's for the year, 1 year. And after a year, you renew it. Right now, for the last time, this is what it's going to be. And it's only till September 28th, Wednesday. So are you excited? How many of you want to know, silver members, what's that final price is going to be? Just write excited in the chat box, and let me tell you. Let me tell you what that final thing is. Just write excited. Trust me, what you're going to pay for diamond, you're going to get a lot of value from this. Because let me tell you this, you would have heard my story. You heard my story just now. You heard Pallavi's story. And we are not supposed to be together. We are not, like, I work with human beings. She works with animals. And we are not supposed to be together. Like we are not supposed to be compatible with so much of a difference in the eyes of the world. The society says you have to marry somebody from your own religion, culture, then only you'll have a great marriage. And we are having a great marriage without that. And for me, this is my mission. What I want to see is, this is what I write every day, and this is what I read. I want to see 1 billion love stories being revived. 1 billion. Will I be alive to see that? I don't know. That's my wish. 1 billion love stories. I want your love story to be one of them. That there's love, laughter, every Diwali, every Christmas, every Eid, every Dasara. You're having loads of fun with your wife. That's what I want. So because this is my mission. So this is what it's going to be. For the next 2 days, that is till 28th Wednesday, you're not going to pay 49,999. This is not what's going to be. After that, this is what's going to be. You're going to pay 29,499. And let me tell you this, this is the last time you're going to get this for this price. You take it and you have it. If you don't, it's gone. So right now what I'm going to do is I want to see who are the serious people, and for that reason I'm not going to give you a direct link to make the payment. I'm going to give you a form, and I want you to fill up that form, and let me show you that form. It says coachval.co lifetime, and let me show you that form. And then I want you to fill it up. I'm going to go through that and I'm going to check, and then I'm going to send you the link. Just after this session, you're going to get the link from me to make the payment. So the link looks like this. The form looks like this. You enter your name. Let's say I entered my name, Val, silver, gold. So I'm going to put it as I'm at silver. Very important. Are you willing to pay 29,499 one time to claim this gold and diamond membership lifetime deal? Only if you say yes, will you receive a unique payment. So only if you're serious, only if you're committed, please fill in. I want only people who are serious to be there. So click on that yes and click next. What's your registered email ID? The email ID that you have used for registering into the program, enter that. Enter your WhatsApp number, and if you're not from India or you're based out of India and you're not using the Indian number, then please enter the country code and click submit. And then probably in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm going to share the link with you on WhatsApp. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. And once you get that link, you got time to decide till the 28th. And after that, it's going to be 49,999. So Vikas is asking me, including GST, the answer is yes. Today, it's going to be including GST. So please click on that link. And once you fill it up, I want to check it from my end. Who are those people who have filled it up? I want to call out your name, because when you fill it up and you commit yourself, what you're telling me is that you are serious about your marriage. You're not somebody who is sitting on the fence and who is worrying about the money. Because look at it. There are so many people who have lots of money but no relationship. And there's a beautiful thing one of the mentors said for somebody who says, I don't have money. He said, imagine that somebody puts a gun to your child's head and says to you that you have to give me 2 lakh rupees, otherwise I'm going to kill your son. Will you be able to arrange money for that? The answer is, of course, yes. Why would you arrange money? How would you arrange money for that? Right now, you're saying that you don't have 30,000 to pay for this. The reason is, suddenly you say to yourself, for me, my child's life is really important. Now put that in this case. Is it really important that your child has a father and a mother together? Like the men in our community, where last year, their son did not see them for Diwali. He didn't see them on Dasara. And this year, he is going to go out with his father. They're going to have loads of fun. Last year, the father and mother were fighting on Dasara or Diwali. But this year, they're going to go out. They're going to have fun together. Think about all these things. Because what I've seen and observed is, I got to make decisions in my life. When I put that 8.5 lakhs, I did not know. People laughed at me and said, things are not going to work out. But I got to believe that it is going to work out, because I'm going to put my 100% into it. If you ask me, will this work for me? My question is, how important is money for you? If it is like you have loads of money to dish out and you have no problem and you want to waste money, it will not work for you. But if you feel more difficult it is for you to pay, there's a higher chance of it working for you. So don't use that money thing in your head to stop yourself. So the people, let me just check from my end, the people who have entered the details. Awesome. The names are coming in. Awesome. I'm going to give you the link once again. And as the link is coming in, I just want to ask the Diamond members to share with us very short. What's your experience of being part of the Diamond membership? Just raise your hand. And do you think is it worth that these men get into the program? Nilesh, thank you so much, Nilesh. Let's hear Nilesh. Keep it really short. Over to you. Just unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself, Nilesh? Okay, let me ask Akshay. Yeah, thank you, Akshay. Over to you. Just unmute yourself and you're good to go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I've been in the Diamond membership since last 1 year. I joined the program in the month of September, and then within the first 15 days, I upgraded to the Diamond membership. And I was quite skeptical initially, that how this membership is going to help, whether it's going to help me or not. So, but I actually, in the 15 days, I invested, I think 25,000 that point of time, which is a little more than what the offer is currently. And I feel that every penny that I invested was actually worth worth the investment, because it helped me to learn many things, not only uh, to bring more connection and love in my marriage, but also uh, it also helped me to be more focused and in my work, in my daily life, and in terms of reducing the anxiety, especially about understanding the personality type at level 2, understanding the techniques of communication. And the best part was the Loveathon mastermind session, where we share gratitude, which helps us to come out of the victim mindset. And there is amazing support I received from different members at the Loveathon. And the icing on the cake was that when the Loveathon Tribes was launched, I think 6 months back. So then connecting to different Loveathon members in the tribes, learning, practicing again and again in the role play, so that we can be prepared to face different situations, whether we are together or whether we are meeting our wife in the court, police station, or in different areas. So the learning was immense in terms
Amazing.
of
Thank you.
all the different areas. And one thing I wanted to mention, that I invested 25,000, but as a part of the partner program, I earned at least 40,000. So the money was, and also the people thanked me, like uh, who joined the community. They are also there in this meeting, I think. They joined the community as well, and it helped them. Like Josefa is there, who's also a love winner now. And then
Right.
Harsh is there, who's already connecting with his wife. He was completely blocked earlier, but now he's connecting, and things are moving forward with him. And he's very live and delighted. And there's so many other members, who I got the opportunity to help them. Basically, we are just medium. It is the blessings of the Lord and the amazing learning of relationship science that has helped family. So there is no thought, because if you really want to accelerate your marriage, I think this diamond membership is completely worth it. Whether you're together or whether you're separated or whether you're going through divorce, it helps in all the different areas in connecting, and especially it also helped me in connecting with my parents. Like the power struggle stage not only affects your marriage, because in India we are all staying together in a family, sometimes in a joint family. So it helped me in all the different areas to connect with my parents as well, with my wife's parents as well, and the connection is building. Like when I joined the program, I was not having any communication with my mother-in-law. We had arguments, but over a period of time, communicating, connecting, she herself asked me that I want to go on a trip with you, and I shared the photographs in the Loveathon group. We went
Yes.
on a trip for 15 days together, and then now my mother-in-law has invited me. Like we are going to stay together in the month of December. My mother-in-law, my wife, and my daughter. We are going to stay together for 1 month and spend
Wow.
time together. So looking forward to the opportunity. She's calling me like more than my wife sometimes. That okay, you make the arrangements, you book the tickets, and everything. All the planning, everything, how to go about. So it's a great learning and a great connection. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much.
Coach Val,
Thank
and
you.
all the members of this community.
Thank you. We are all, as you beautifully put it, we are just the medium. And all credit goes to the amazing Lavathonians. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing, Akshay. God bless you. Vikas, what's your experience? Are you going to share? I'll just give me one moment. Yes, Vikas, over to you. Just raise your hand and I'll give you control. Yes, Vikas, what's your experience of being? You have just started the learnings.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, tell
Uh,
us.
Hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, um, we are married from last 5.5 years, and since the inception of the marriage only, it's a like power struggle for us, and we somehow were continuing because of the society pressure, family pressure. Um, so all the reasons, I mean, afraid of police, afraid of money, right? So all the factors were there, very practical situation. And on 17th of July, we got separated this year. Even before that, also there were situations when my wife was like, "I'm going to my parents' place." And all the mistakes that we were not supposed to do, we have done. Like my parents have visited and
Mm,
discussed with her family, which we were not supposed to do. That has happened 4 to 5 times. And I used to be like crybaby and begging, don't leave me, don't do that. It will be corrected. I'll change.
mm,
So that I mean, the change has happened for 1 month, and then suddenly, when there are conditions, so that things can't work, and finally, my wife had left. So from last 1 month, I was staying alone in Bangalore, and I was very depressed. I was having suicidal thoughts and tendencies as well. Uh, but somehow I was looking for my parents. I somehow my parents' picture come in front of my eyes, and I stop myself from taking any extreme action. Uh, then somehow I've gone across the ad on the Facebook, and I have joined the masterclass. And this is something I was looking from quite a long period of time, but I haven't got one. Honestly, I didn't search on the internet, but somehow it
mm,
came across my way. Uh, and I immediately joined the Blueprint course, and I was under going through a severe cervical pain. I had stopped attending office also. I took 3 weeks leave, but I was regularly attending Monday and Tuesday meetups, except one Tuesday meetup I have missed because I was not able to get up even from the bed. And then there was a Ganesh Chaturthi thing, and there was a special offer. I haven't had that money. I
mm.
had only credit card, and he called coach as well that I do not have money. Is there any discount or any EMI thing that can uh, happen? So coach told me that this is the not the money that you'll be spending. It's a lifetime investment for you. I mean, you spend on a lot of other things. Maybe you can cut down on those things. And I also thought that this is the thing I badly wanted, and when I'm getting it, then I'm cribbing about it. Whatever other things I need, I will cut down the money on that, and I will pay for this. Even I haven't joined a single session of Loveathon today, but I know this is my investment, and with when my health will get better, I'll go through all the courses and I will join the Lovathon course. And one day I will be a better person. Whether I'll be together with my wife or not, that I'm not sure. Uh, but I have stopped, I have get out of the victim mindset.
So,
I understood the grief of my wife. Whenever I write something or I think about something, I think about those times that yes, I have done something wrong. That is why the things has happened to this level, and I realize those mistakes, and I think that I should not do repeat them. And
Hmm.
this course is definitely a blessing for me, and I thank to God first that this course came my way on the Facebook, and a big thank you to you, Coach. And I'm looking forward for an exciting journey in the near future.
Thank you so much, Vikas. Thank you so very much. How are you feeling, gentlemen, having heard Vikas? That is what each one of us are. And once you join the Lovathon, what you're going to meet is you're going to meet real diamonds. I have, like, when I look at the Lovathonians, the time they give it for others, I am baffled. Like, baffled. These men have so much of work to do. They got a full day office work, and then somebody during the Lovathon tells me that this particular Lavathonian spent 2 hours with me, helping me to understand. I'm saying, wow, where does these guys get the energy from? Where do these guys get the energy from? That's the feeling I get. I'm really, really, I don't have words. Thank you so much, Vikas, for sharing this. I have a question for Kamlesh. Kamlesh, I'm just going to unmute you. Kamlesh is Kamlesh is a very interesting love story. All right. And right now is somebody who's married, um, much is much closer to his wife. Emotionally is much more married than on paper. I'm not getting the right words. Is not married on paper, but emotionally is like super duper married. So, Kamlesh, I got a question for you. You help out a lot of men in the community. What helps you to do that? Keep it super short. Just unmute yourself. What helps you to help out so many men in the community? Just unmute yourself. I hope you'll be able to unmute. Yeah, over to you. Are you able to hear? Let me try Vinesh. And then, are you able to hear, Kamlesh? We are not able to hear you. Maybe you just have to leave the call and come back again. Maybe that would help. No. All right. Are you able to hear, Kamlesh? Okay. Let's have Vinesh. Vinesh, are you one of those gentlemen who is going to celebrate his Diwali along with his wife and kid?
Hello.
Yes, Vinesh. Are you one of these gentlemen, one of the
Yes.
gentlemen who is going to celebrate his Diwali with his wife,
Yes.
who didn't celebrate his Diwali last year with his wife? Tell us more
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
What was
First of
last year Diwali, and tell us what's going to be this year's Diwali? Over to you.
okay. Yes. First of all, good evening to beloved coach and all the awesome husbands and all the awesome Lovethonians. So first of all, thanks is not the correct word. A big thanks for all of you. I am in this course from last one year and some months actually. Initial days I was alone, and because of this COVID situation, things are not right. But slowly I am learning, I am giving time to myself. And as the ideas today, which we learn from you, the 9 initiatives. So some of those ideas also I am putting myself. I have habit of writing, and I learned like that. putting efforts and writing, putting efforts and writing, and sharing the progress on the Lovethonian group and the other groups, of course under the guidance of coach and Lovethonians, so they help a lot. Meetups, offline meetups, attending the session consistently, putting efforts consistently gives more result. About the last Diwali and the festivals last year, so that time I'm just going there and putting efforts and writing the programs. So this year, even though I lost my father, I will say we lost my father. So but connecting, putting efforts, sharing the programs, dating, getting kiss and hugs from my wife, and so much
What were
love.
you getting last year at this time? Nothing.
Last year, writing only the things what I need to do.
Right. From your wife, what were you getting?
Sorry.
What were you getting from your wife last year? Like
Yeah,
this year, you're getting hugs and kisses. What were you getting last year?
last year nothing actually. She is just keeping mum, and sometimes after coach, that after 30-40 visits, and every week I am traveling, driving almost 200 to 50 kilometers and going back, and just putting efforts and nothing from that side. And then suddenly then some bombarding will come, which I am getting from you on emails, that something will come, Vinesh, something will come, and that something will come in a big way, and then I'm totally down, but you told that is a progress. And then Lovethonian helped me, and they told me, yes, this is a progress, Vinesh, and go ahead. And then I'm putting efforts on the all parts, especially some learnings like focus on self. I will say now deep focus on self, and all the awesome husband code of honor, PIES connection, like reconnection, focusing on reconnection, support from Lovethonians, communication mastery, forgiveness, anger management, sociogram especially. Actually, I missed that the live session of sociogram because of something, but I learned from Lovethonians like Kamlesh and all, and also in tribe session. Thanks to coach that I become tribe facilitator also, and surely become like a love winner soon. So
Yes,
thank you.
Love Igniter. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you already qualify for Love Igniter, and I'm looking forward to interviewing you as a Love Igniter. Thank you so much, Vinish. It's a
Yeah,
what an adventure it has been. From you going there, she not even talking to you, blasting you, her parents not talking to your place where you're getting hugs and kisses.
yeah.
Wow. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Vinesh, for sharing. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Thank you. Kamlesh, over to you. Then I think Sri put up his hands. If she is around, I would like to hear Sri as well. First, let's have Kamlesh. Are you able to hear? And are you able to speak? Not able to hear you, Kamlesh. Not able to hear.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes. Please go ahead. After this, I'm going to call out
Hello?
the names of all those who have filled up the form, and I want to acknowledge you and appreciate you. So if you have not filled up the form, please go ahead, fill up the form. This is the last time you're getting an opportunity to upgrade yourself to the next level. And from next month onwards, when you come back next month, the same link that I'm going to provide today will show you that the price has gone up to 40,999, and that too for a year plus GST.
Hello?
So right now you're just paying 29,499. You get the gold level free along with the diamond. You'll be part of the Friday sessions.
Hello?
You'll be part of the Lavathon tribe. Not only that, you're going to also get support from all the other men. Kamlesh, over to you.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay. I just remember your question, what you had asked in regards to energy.
Yes.
Honestly, it's all about what I have got versus what I've given. Nowadays, a lot of strange examples are coming in. 2 days back, I was playing carom with my son. And in Carom, you have 2 people or 4 people. We all win coins. And at the end of the game, all the coins are put again in the center.
Right.
So it's all about what you have and what you give at the end, because you can't carry anything back. You really can't carry anything back.
True. True.
So if I've got something from the community, from you, I really am trying hard to find my coach who was my mentor for my gym. And I love him, and I will be loving him throughout my life. He didn't charge me a penny, and his efforts were priceless. I went into alcohol, I went into smoking, I went into abuse. I came out of it, and today I'm looking at him and I'm criticizing myself that he gave you the body and you ruined it. So the next challenge is to get back to shape. And as I have something with me, I would like to pass on, rather than me remembering things which is not there when people are not there. So I'm giving back to the community as much as possible.
Amazing. And you were telling us about the date you're going on.
Yeah,
that's what I read in the chat box.
Yes. So unfortunately, our kid is not well. He had so I had a session very hectic in the morning. First, leaving him to his daycare, then going to office, and then from office I got a message from the school that he still has a temperature, so we need to collect him. So from Marine Lines back to Khar, and then from Khar to Mahin, and from in the evening back to the doctor, and there from the doctor to the hotel, from the hotel back to the house, and now back to the chemist, now back home.
Okay. All right, Kamlesh, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you, what you're doing for your wife, what you're doing for your child, and how the things are shifting in your marriage, bringing back love. It's the impossible that's becoming possible. Really appreciate. Thank you so much, Kamlesh.
I just need to share one thing with all, that opportunity comes only once, and that time the choice is yours. If the choice is correct, you will be on the correct path, or else you will be drifting around. You will be an animal without an address. That's it.
True.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you, Kamlesh. Thank you so much. So I just want to call out the names of all those who have filled up the form. And if you have not filled up the form, this is your last chance. And after this, and then I'll have Shri. And after this, next month, as I said earlier, the prices are going to go up. So even if you have just finished one course and you need more support, join the Diamond membership. So the people who have filled up the form are Arun, your form is, you have filled up the form. Let me just, So Arun, you have filled up the form. I really appreciate you for making the decision to work on your marriage, to put your marriage before anything else. Sudeep, your payment, you have filled up the form. Really appreciate you, Sudeep, for making that commitment. And as Kamlesh said, it is one single choice that you make. Dinakaran, I really appreciate you, Dinakaran, for making the commitment. Ratul, I really appreciate you, Ratul. Ravi, Ashok, Akhil, all of you, you have filled up the form. Just look out for my message after this session. And once you make the payment, you get direct access to Lovathon. Direct access to Lovathon. From Friday onwards, you will be able to attend the sessions. And along the way, you will finish all the learning. You're going to have a one-to-one with me. All that I'm going to guide you. So if you have not filled up the form, please go ahead. And those of you who are, yes, it is lifetime. Right now, as long as I'm doing, you'll be part of that community. Okay. Now, those of you who are, there are quite a number of you who are watching this on YouTube and you are thinking of joining this community, then please fill up the form. I'll find a way to support you. Please fill up the form, and the link, you see it on the screen. It says coachval.co lifetime. Just fill up the form and I'll guide you from there. And when you are clicking, there is an option called what membership you belong to. Put it as not a member yet. Okay. So well done to each one of you who have filled the form. And once I send you the link, you can make the payment. So Sri, over to you. What's been your journey? I know that you have been going through one of the most difficult phases. When I say you, I'm talking about you and your wife. Going through one of the most difficult phases. What's been your journey? Just tell us as part of the Loveathon. Thank you, Sri.
Audible?
Yes, you are.
Hi,
Thank you.
hi everyone. So actually, I joined the course in the month of January. So, Coach, may I know how much time I have?
2 minutes max.
2 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So, I was in abroad and I was I mean, I already had
Sri, your
COVID.
voice is little low. That's what people are saying. Can you increase your volume a little more?
One moment. And is I'm audible, Coach?
Much better.
Thank you. So I removed my earphones.
Perfect.
So before joining this course, I already had a separation with my wife once, and I exercised all my knowledge and then tricks and then tantrums, everything. And then this time I didn't knew what else to do, and I was quite looking for answers. And obviously I used to go and meet people just to relax and then get some energy. But obviously, as coach said, that they all used to put me in a victim mindset, and they all used to say, you are right and your wife is wrong, and then you need to figure out other way, etc., etc., which I was not bit keen to do. So obviously, ultimately that pushed me into a shell, and then also added to the COVID, I was really in a bad mindset. So but when I came to India, and then I was just looking what next to do. And then one day I was traveling to Mangalore, and then in the bus I was just looking into YouTube, and that's how I figured out Coach Well. And then I just listened to 2 or 3 minutes of his video, and then I said, this is the guy I need to go. That's it, just one video. And then after I joined the course, and then I was having hit after I came back, I had a COVID and heavy fever and everything, and I attended master class. I immediately joined the course, and then I was quite eager. Just I have to finish everything, get the result, extract it, and apply it, and get everything sorted. And within 2-3 weeks, I completed all the courses. Then I got everything, and then okay, I got everything. What next? And then how do I apply it, and where do I get the way of applying this knowledge? I got knowledge, but I was not aware of it. Then I realized, then I started talking to the people. And then I realized the beauty of this community. It's not the coach, it's all coach has created little coach wells in each and every city here. So obviously, when I was speaking to different people have applied the course in so different way, right? And then I was such an amazed, and then I say, wow. And these people are so committed, more than coach. I mean, these people have given me so much. I'm quite happy to say that, coach.
True, very true, very true. I totally, that's what I'm like. I am like, in awe with these men. Over to you. Continue. I fully agree
I
with
mean,
you.
these guys are so eager. When I have a court hearing, when I have a mediation, they are more, anxiety to call me at night 1 o'clock and talk to me 3 hours or 2 hours, right? Kamlesh, he has so much to do, and he puts his son on sleep and everything, and he calls me at 12:30, and we speak for 2 hours. Mithilesh, somewhere he travels at 11:30 in the night, and he messages me, I will call you in 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I get exactly the call. Shaidesh, his father is unwell. He was traveling at morning 5 o'clock. He calls me at morning 5 o'clock to tell me, and then that I forgot to call yesterday night, and can we speak now? I mean, I'm so happy. I mean, it's not that he woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm quite happy that I have got such a beautiful friends. right? When I compare my own situation, what was in the COVID and now, and I used to go to meet my foreign friends, and they all used to tell, okay, come to the church or come to this place. There are so many people who are similar to your situation. You will be bit happy. But when I go and meet all those people, they were all used to tell their own situation, but that never used to make me anything good. That will used to put me more depressed, and then I was not getting any kind of a solution. So obviously, this community is key here, which has played a very good role in managing myself, and then putting my energies back where exactly it has to channelize, and then be on the top of the building always. Each and every day you speak to 2 minutes or 3 minutes to one guy, then that whole day you are charged. You can carry that message and then apply to whole day, right? So there are so many people, this is not only in the irrespective of your relationship challenges. They also help you in the career wise. You can rely on something, because I used to bit worried to speak to somebody about my personal situation, because there was some elderly couple, like they used to I used to treat them as most elderly people, and then they can coach me and guide me. And when I was in a breakup situation, they came to my house initially one day, and then they asked me, where is my wife? And then I said, this is what it is. And they were so inquisitive, and then they used to prepare the dinner after the work. Both the husband and wife used to come to my house, sit till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, hear all my stories. They continued for fourth or fifth day, and the sixth day they didn't turn up. Until today, they haven't talked to me, and they sent a message that his case will not be resolved. And compare the community and the support what I am getting here, right? So and then the beauty is that every person has got their own journey. And then I used to think that I had a breakup twice. My case is too bad. Then somebody told, no, don't think like you had a breakup twice. And then we are not. But my wife also left 3 times, 4 times before this big bang happened. Then I realized, okay, fine. Oh, there is something like this also. So those kind of situations pulls you back from that kind of a where you had fallen into pitfall, and then it will pull you back. And then it's such an amazing journey that these gentlemen carry. And then I was telling 2-3 days before itself, like, they have applied in such a way that I used to speak for 1 hour and say, this is my problem, this is what it is, how I should do. And they give one simple example, they squash it. Okay, then I realized, okay, I'm speechless after that. It could be Raghuram, it could be Kamlesh, it could be Shaijesh, Mitlesh, anyone. So I have to tell that if I am there, I have not made any good progress. I should admit that. But even if I made little progress, it's all because of these gentlemen.
Wow, Sri, thank you so much for sharing. And as I said, I have no words to explain. And my aspiration is I become like them someday. And
Coach, if you remember that I told you in last Friday's call, then we can write one book on each of these people's journey. That will be a remarkable, chapters to read and inspire. To be very honest.
Everybody, imagine, writing a love story of each of these men.
Yes.
This is where my marriage was. This is what happened. This is what I thought. And today, this is where it is.
And then
their wife vouching for it. Yeah, sorry.
Me being in this situation, I got an opportunity to help somebody in my own city. When he was going through a difficult phase, obviously he could, consider me as his big brother, and he thought, okay, you can help me. I said, really, I can help you? Okay, fine. And I did my bit, and it helped me, helped him, so far in that time period. But definitely, that is a value add what I'm doing, and there is a bit of a learning for both of us, me and him. So in any other way, like if this community, maybe it could be a little help on a job, little help on a resume, little help on something else, right? That we can share not only this relationship, we share our day-to-day happenings, what is happening in office, and then so far. So it is much beyond the relationship sense we two talk. And then when the other people come to my city and then we go to other places, definitely they have given that space and time. When Kamlesh came here to this city, and then I finished the call. I think it was on Tuesday night, maybe at 10 o'clock. I finished the call, and then I messaged him. I didn't even call him, "Are you okay if I come?" He said yes. I went and banged his hotel door at 10:30 in the night. We were speaking till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. I mean, look at who will give the time like this, coach. Even if I pay 10 lakhs, then that person say, my time is over. Next, I have got tomorrow to work, and then I have got things to do, But because these people are committed, that is the reason they are able to do. Otherwise, just for the sake of money or friendship, nobody will do.
True.
Because they have got that energy and that commitment.
I suppose, I think, like what's happening is in the community, we're just passing on what we have received. That's what is happening. We're just passing on, like, we feel so blessed. Like, I feel so blessed.
But how long you can carry that energy? At some point, it will drop down, because
true.
You are getting back to your wife, kid, your family, because which you have lost for so many number of days and months, right? Obviously, that energy will diminish. It will taper out after a period of time. But that has not happened, and they keep continuing support, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sri, for sharing. It was so inspiring to hear you about your journey and the amazing stuff that's happening. Those of you who have just entered your details, I have not called out a few more names. Ravi, you have filled up the form. Ashok, Akhil, Sunil, Rahul, Nishant, you have filled up the form. Koda, you have filled up the form. Praveen and Pawan, all of you have filled up the form. I'm going to send you the link. Ravi, if you are here, just let me know, Ravi, which city, which country are you logging in from? Because I see it's not an Indian number, just for me to know. And can I send you the Indian payment link, or do you want it in dollars? Just let me know, Ravi and Ashok. Ravi D and Ashok. Just let me know, because your phone number looks, it's not Indian. So once you make the payment, I'm going to guide you on this right now. So once you make the payment, this is how it's going to look. Let me show it to you. If you go here, you're going to get a message like this. As soon as the payment is done, you're going to get the link in the next 15 minutes. Once the payment is done, you'll get a message like this, which says, congratulations, you have successfully registered for the next level. Follow the below instructions. That is, click below link and join Lovathon group and introduce yourself. Click on that link. The second link says begin learning. Click on that, and then it says your goal is to finish your 6 days of learning and book a session with me. All other details are given in the orientation. Just do these two things, and it says, please note, access to diamond courses is given after your session with me. All right. So this is the message you're going to get. So I'm going to, Ravi, you can pay in INR. Perfect. Ashok, what about you? Are you able to pay in INR, or is it going to be dollars? Just let me know so that I'll send you a link accordingly. So I think that brings us to the end of this session. I'm going to give you the link once again for the last time. And as we come to the end, let me just stop this. All right. So as we come to the end, I want to thank each one of you. We are starting a new episode, new season, new journey in this community. And I want to thank once again each one of you for being here, supporting me. and giving me hope. And that's what has kept me going in spite of so many challenges, so many struggles. And as we go along, I wish and I pray that slowly and steadily, each one of us become love igniters. Every one of our wives will tell the world, not only to us, because when a marriage goes great and when the wife tells the world, now that is the biggest compliment that you can ever get. Just write agree in the chat box. The whole world telling you that you are the greatest person. That's not the biggest compliment because they don't really know you. They have not lived with you. They have not slept with you. They don't know whether you snore at night. They don't know you. So you might get a greatest compliment for your work. That's not a big deal. You can give me the greatest compliment in the world that I'm an amazing coach. I'm helping you. I've transformed your life. Okay, it's to a good extent. I might get an award, but the greatest award is the award given by your wife who says to the world that this man is amazing. Otherwise, she will not tell that to the world. This man is amazing. Now, that's what I want to hear from each one of your wives. We had one Mandar's wife talking about it, Madhuri. We had somebody else, Vinod's wife talking about it. We had some more men talking about it. Now, that's what I want to hear your wife saying to the world. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Those of you, once again, for the last time, just to let you know, from right now, this is how it's going to be. From 29th September onwards, it's going to be 49,999. And also, you will not be able to get into the Loveathon or the Diamond membership anytime. It's only once a month when I do a session for Diamond membership people. So you have to, even if you're going to pay 49,999, you're going to wait for a whole month for you to get into level 2, the next level. Okay, the Diamond membership. So you have to wait for a whole month. It's not going to be where you get a link, you make a payment and you can get in anytime. It's not going to be like that. The second thing is it's going to be 49,999 plus GST, and it's going to be subscription model that is per year. So this is the second reminder. Right now, it's going to be till 28th September. It's going to be 29,499, that inclusive of GST. Anything else? So that's all. I'm going to give you the link. Last time, those of you have sent the details, filled up the form, I'm going to send you the WhatsApp message right away in the next 15 minutes or so. As soon as you get the message, make the payment, join the Loveathon group, start learning. I would love to see you at the Loveathon session on Friday. God bless each one of you. Good night. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow at Mission Tuesdays. I got something amazing lined up for you where I won't let out the cat out of the bag. I'll let you know tomorrow. Good night, each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and bye-bye.